Hi friends, good evening. Welcome to Durga Soft and welcome to REST API. Okay, Django REST API framework, REST framework sessions, right? So first, there are few things I want to discuss about this REST API, Django. Just the basic overall idea overview I want to provide in this session. But before that, just aware to continue this Django REST framework. The first prerequisite is compulsory you people should aware Python. Okay, compulsory you should aware Django. The people who know these two things, then only continue. Otherwise, you are not required to continue this batch. Because, sir, for Django REST framework, the prerequisites are, one is Python, the second one is Django. First point, is that clear for all of you, right? Okay, well, now the next thing, sir, very important about this Django REST framework. Here, do you know the most important points? Just 2 or 3 general conclusions I want to talk, sir. The first thing, most of the people in the Python world don't know about this technology. Remember this one. Most of the people don't know about this technology in the Python world. Okay, so it is the most exciting technology. Okay, when compared with the remaining people, you can show clear difference in the interview room if you are strong in this area. Remember this one, correct? Okay, majority of the people, sir, don't know about this REST API or REST framework in the interview room. They're always going to have question mark symbol. So that's why compulsory you people should aware, sir. If you aware, you can show the difference between that you can show clear impact in the interview room, right? Okay, so this is the first general point I want to talk. What is the second point, sir? Sir, just now you told most of the people don't know about this technology. Is it really required or not? What's the answer you can tell? Is it compulsory required technology or not? Yes. Is it required? Is it mandatory? Is it required or not? Yes, remember that it's compulsory required technology, sir. Remember that compulsory required technology. Okay, do you know? Sir, here it is the mandatory technology. But very unfortunately, most of the people, mandatory technology, right? Most of the people don't know about this technology. But anyway, once Durga sir entered, then everyone can aware this technology some way in the form of videos or in the form of material. Everyone can expert in this area, I'm sure, sir. Okay. Now, do you know Django application without the REST? Django application without the REST API. Do you know my perspective here? There is a person is there without the hands and legs. Can you please imagine once how the person looks like? Sir, there is one person is there. He lost his so legs are not there, hands also not there. Then automatically, how stupid? How that he's not that much powerful. He can't do anything. The same kind of thing is there without REST API, our Django application story also. So, compulsory REST API is going to add power to our Django application. What it means, I will discuss for you people, right? So, it's a mandatory, compulsory required technology. These days in the interview room, it is a hard cake, sir. First question in the Django, do you know REST API? Regarding do you know REST API? It's very common, compulsory you people should aware. Okay. Next, third important point. Can you please tell, is it easy technology or difficult technology? Anyone? Is it easy technology or difficult technology? Okay, sir, most of the people don't know. Most of the people don't know about this technology, then definitely it will be very difficult technology, sir. Very difficult technology, sir. Like some people may feel. Okay, please make sure. Okay, please make sure it is It is very easy technology. Are getting very easy technology. So I will give left and right to this technology to bring this technology on the ground. Don't worry, sir, don't worry. So I will make this technology stand in front of us. Okay, nothing will be there in this technology. Very easy technology, sir. Okay, well, the next, is it big technology or is it small technology? Remember that it is very small technology, but to make full perfection, we require to discuss, okay, at least 30 to 40 sessions. So please make sure you have to listen this point very carefully, sir. 30 to 40 sessions I will take, but this one is it is yes, very small technology, very small technology, right? Okay, now these are 4 points you should aware, sir. What the first point I covered? Most of the people don't know this technology, don't know this technology. Okay, don't know this technology. Next, the second one, it is mandatory technology. Yes, the Django application without REST API means human being without legs and hands. Remember that much. Powerful, the power is going to add to your Django application. This REST API, sir. It's a very easy technology. It's a very small technology. Don't worry about that. You can learn very easily about these things, right? About this technology, you can learn very easily, right? Okay, well, can I go for next level? Up to this, any doubt? Up to this, any doubt? Okay, now the next cinema, what I have to discuss for you people is, sir, what is just general terminology I want to introduce related to our Django application. I mean, related to our REST API, sir. Generalized terminology. Sir, I'm using API. I'm using API. Next, I'm using web API. Web API. Sometimes we can use the word web service. Web API. Sometimes we can use the word web services. Java people are using especially web services like web API, web service, both the things are same, sir. The next one, REST. The next one, REST API. REST API. Next, last one I have to talk about Django REST framework. So Django REST framework. Okay, like these 5 terminologies, if I'm going to discuss, then nothing will be there, sir, in this concept. Okay, just I want to introduce the basic terminology, just what we are going to discuss in the next 30 sessions or 40 sessions, right? So first thing you people should aware, what is API? Just observe what terms I'm going to discuss. API, web API, what is the web service, what is the REST, what is the REST API, what is the Django REST framework. Like this terminology, first you have to get the clarity, right? Okay, REST API, web API, next all the things, Django REST framework, everything interchangeably we can use, but try to get much clarity about these things, right? So what is the first one? API. Can you please tell what is API? Anyone? Respond. Already it's a very common word. Application programming interface. Application programming interface, right? So what it means? What is the purpose? What it means, right? Very simple, sir. For which purpose we are going to use this API? First, to try to get the clarity, general clarity, and then I will talk about this programmatically, right? Do you know? I hope you people having your mobile phone. Okay, mobile phone is there, sir. Just Nokia here, just Nokia or otherwise Samsung. Here, just observe. If you want to make a phone call, if you want to make a phone call, do you know? So what we have to, what we require to do, sir? If you observe that, if you are considering this one, just observe. This is the mobile, like. Do you know you have to, if you want to make a phone call to your girlfriend, okay, what you have to take, just do you know you are going to type the number and then green button. Happily the call is going to connect. The call is going to connect with your girlfriend happily. Do you know, until battery down or until balance completed, happily you can continue like this, right? Now my question is, take a bit very special care about this word. To use a phone, some interface is there, some keypad is there, correct or not? To use this mobile phone, some keypad is there. This keypad itself acts as interface to use the phone functionality. If any person want to use this phone, compulsory something must be required. That thing is nothing but this keypad. Are you getting? So this keypad itself is the interface. By using this keypad, now I can access the functionality of this phone. Everyone can aware? Please confirm. Yes, friends. Okay, well, what is this? Layman terminology. Don't think too much about technical words. Layman terminology, right? Similarly, if you consider ATM mission GUI screen, are you getting? Maybe available or not? ATM GUI screen. Okay, is it available or not? Okay, I'm not sure, sir. Okay, well, ATM, yes. Okay, good. ATM GUI screen, GUI screen, touch screen is there for the ATM. Do you know, if you want to get a withdraw functionality, here withdraw button will be there. You require withdraw functionality is there. You require to, yes, here just observe that. Here you require to click withdraw function, then automatically how much withdraw you want to take, yes, you will get. Okay, like that. Similarly, if you want to check balance inquiry, corresponding balance inquiry button will be there. By using that, you can able to check. Now my question is, ATM functionality, it's going to represent some functionality. Internally, some application is there, some bank application is there. Being end user, if you want to use that application, we are going to use GUI screen. Correct, Artha? Can you please confirm? We are going to use some GUI screen. Okay, that GUI screen, by using that, you can able to access bank application. That GUI itself is nothing but, sir, it's an interface. Regarding what is that GUI, sir? Graphical user interface. Regarding graphical user interface, I means what? Interface, right? So take a bit very special care. So to use bank application, ATM GUI screen. By using ATM GUI screen, end user can use bank application. Excellent, sir. By using mobile keypad, we can access the functionality. Okay, the functionality of mobile. We can able to use this, sir. So same way. I have one application is there, sir. One software application is there. Observe very carefully, sir. Software application is there, sir. I have one software application is there. Okay. To access this software application, sir, which things are required? Do you know? Suppose he the end user. Assume that who is this person, sir? Can you please tell who is this person, sir? Okay, he is the end user. Assume that. Don't tell Durga, sir. Okay, end user. Okay, now. So to use this application by the end user, some UI screen I will provide. Array, if you want to get the marks, then click here. Or otherwise, if you want to update your marks, click here. Something like I will do that, sir. Some interface must be required. Sir, I want this application functionality. I want to use in my Java application. Remember this one, sir. Not a human being. A Java application required. This functionality. Regarding a Java application required this functionality. The question is, how Java application can communicate with this application? Sir, assume that it is the Django application. Assume it is the Django application, right? So a Java application wants to communicate with the Django application. or a mobile application wants to communicate. Assume that an Android application wants to communicate with our Django application. So how we can able to do that? For these people, we require to provide some interface. Are you getting? We require to provide some interface. By using that interface, happily Java application can communicate with the Django, mobile application can communicate with the Django, or otherwise Python application can communicate with this application. So this thing itself is nothing but application programming interface. Everyone can able to understand? Please confirm. What is the purpose of API? What is the purpose of API? So to access functionality of one application, from another application, or from the human end user, maybe end user, or maybe another application. Okay, from these applications, if you want to access, then automatically some interface must be required. That interface is nothing but API. Okay, if it's the software application, we are going to use API. If it's the normal end user, he may use GUI. Are you getting right? GUI. End user can access by using GUI. So the software applications can able to communicate with this application by using API. So try to get the terminology right. Are you in the position to understand right? What is the meaning of API? Just a simple, sir. One application wants to communicate with another application. One application wants to communicate with another application. Somewhere in the middle, mediator must be required. Somewhere in the middle, so some API must be required. That API, by using that API, now these people can able to communicate with this application. So two different applications, how they can communicate with each other? By using API concept. Now observe my words very carefully, sir. So in the last few months, we learned how to develop Django applications. Regarding how to develop Django application, models, views, templates, template tags, next and after that, model manager, next like several things we learned right. Okay, now at that time our role is Django application developers. Observe the word very carefully, sir. Django application developers. That role. That's all. We developed applications, sir. Now I want to develop API for this Django application, so that any other software application can communicate with my Django, So our application services can be used by some partner applications. For that, I require to develop API. Now my role is API developer. Are you getting right? Our role got changed. Sir, I'm not responsible to develop Django application. Okay, already existing Django application. For that, I want to develop API. By using that API, any person can able to access my Django functionality. So only 2 points you people should be aware, sir. What is the purpose of API? By using API, Java application can communicate with the Django application. Java application can get services of Django application. Okay, mobile application can communicate with the Django application, or mobile application can communicate with Java application. So one application can communicate with another application by using API. The main purpose of API is interoperability. Are you getting right? The main purpose of interoperability. Remember this one, very, very important terminology, right? Interoperability means one application can communicate with another application. Interoperability. Both the people together can work simultaneously. Powerful applications we are in a position to build if you aware REST API. So first get the basic idea. What is API? Any doubt? Forget about REST API. These things I didn't discuss much. Friends, Are you in the position to understand that what is the purpose of API? Okay. Now I have one small. So next level. The next word I have to talk about web API. Sir, web API is the same as API only. Sir, I have one web application is there, sir. I have one web application is there. Now I want to develop API for this web application, so that any person can able to access. This application, sir, by using HTTP protocol. So API, which is developed to access web application, such type of APIs are called web API or web service. It is the API which can be used to communicate, to get services of web application. Sir, have you observed what is the word? Web service. Oh, it is the service which is provided over the web by some web application. I have Django application in there. Now, so I want to, my Python application wants to communicate with the Django and get some service. For that, we require to develop API. If API concept developed for web applications by using HTTP protocol, my partner application can access my Django application. Such a type of thing is by default considered as web API. Are you getting right? Normal API, the application may be standalone application also. But web API means over the web, we should be in a position to access. Such type of APIs are called web APIs. Web API concept is applicable for web applications. Any doubt? Yes? Clear, right? Next, what is the purpose of web API? Very simple, sir. Very simple. I developed one Python application. Now observe this. Now observe a bit carefully, sir. I developed one Python application. Just this is the normal Python application, sir. Normal Python application. Okay? Normal Python application. Now this is Java application I'm taking. Java application wants to communicate. Java application wants to communicate with the Python application. For that, normal API must be required. Normal API must be required, sir. It is not web API. Normal API must be required by using some network socket, some way this person can communicate with this Python application. Right? But now observe carefully, sir. Sir, here already, sir, one web application is already running. Assume that, sir, one web application is already running, sir. Web application already running, sir. Now, so my Java application wants to communicate with this web application. Java application wants to communicate with this web application so that the services I want, regarding services provided by this application, I want to use in my Java application. For that, API must be required. But this API we are developing for web application. Such type of thing is by default considered as web API, which is also known as web service. Getting right? Priyank. Okay, I will show. Don't worry with the examples. Just keep on listening. Next, here, do you know somewhere? Have you ever booked the tickets in IRCTC application or Book My Show application? Book My Show application. There are several. Or Amazon, like there are several things you did, sir. Do you know in the Book My Show application? So sometimes you may say, don't close browser. Communicating with your bank application, don't close browser, communicating with your bank application, like so just for 20 seconds or 30 seconds your browser is communicating somewhere, getting Citrix, something like, yes, communicating somewhere. You means that Book My Show application communicating with the payment gateway application. Book My Show application, communicating with the payment gateway application. Payment gateway application. How Book My Show application can communicate with payment gateway application? Yes, something must be required. That thing itself is nothing but web service. Are you getting the point? So if you want, you can say your browser URLs also will be changed during that time. Browser URLs also will be changed during that time. Pointing to ICICI Bank, pointing to Access Bank, pointing to Citrix Bank, payment gateway, like it's going to do that. Next, sometimes it's a very this is one example where you can see, sir. Next, one more. I want to log in. I want to log into some application. Some application, sir. I don't know. Some application. I want to log into some application. Do you know somewhere you may see login through Facebook, login through Gmail, Google? Like, have you ever saw these things? Login through Facebook, or Google, social login, social authentication. Have you ever saw, right? So actually, this is Durga app. It is nowhere related to Facebook. Durga application nowhere related to Facebook. Whenever for authentication purpose, this application communicating with the Facebook application for authentication purpose. For authentication purpose, this one is communicating with the Gmail. How Durga app communicates with the Facebook, communicates with the Gmail, so by using web service. Getting, friends? So for the web application, if our application wants to communicate, some API must be required. That API itself is nothing but web API. So we have to develop API for which applications? What is our course name? Boss, what is our course name? Django REST framework. We have to develop APIs for which applications? Can you please tell? We are API developers, man. We are API developers. For which applications we are API developers? Django applications. Django application, is it a web application or not? Yes. For the web application, if you want to develop API, such a type of thing is by default considered as web APIs, or which are also known as web applications, web services. Web services are web API. Clear, right? Every day, minimum, every day we are using web services, sir. But very unfortunate, we don't know we are using web service. We don't know we are using web service. Sir, mobile is the best example. Every mobile app, so in the mobile app, you are seeing YouTube. Regarding in the mobile app, you are seeing YouTube. Mobile app communicating with the YouTube. Mobile app communicating with your Facebook. Regarding Facebook communicating with the Facebook, how it is going to communicate with the Facebook? How it is going to communicate with the YouTube? Some service must be required. Your Android application communicating with the YouTube.com, communicating with Facebook.com. Something must be required. That thing is web service. Geo recharge, correct, right? Geo recharge in the mobile. Through mobile you can able to recharge. How it is going to work? Everything itself is web service. Practically, I will show with an example. Don't worry much about that. So now just listen. Have a look once, sir. What I want to do is forget about technology, forget about all these nonsense. I have one application is there, sir. Assume that I have one application is there, Django application. Just try to get the basic terminology right. Here inside user.py, one minute. I have one application is there, without REST. Here just yes, we can add our own payment gateway. Aryan, possible. Okay, we have multiple applications are there. Maybe is this application is a fulfilled thing or not? I'm not sure. Don't worry, sir. Here this application, okay, not in a position to show. Maybe. Okay, one small thing. Okay, we can just maybe in the next session I will show, sir. It's a very simple terminology. Listen this one. I want to develop one Django application. Sir, observe very carefully. I want to develop one Django application. What is this application, sir? Django, yeah. Up to today, how you are sending the request for the Django application? Up to today, how you can send Django application? Okay, we developed Django, it's running. Now open the browser, you can send the request 127 dot and so on, right? Okay, now have a look once. I will show here. I will show just a matter of 1 minute. Don't worry about this one. Here maybe if I will show some application, then you people can feel more comfortable. Sir, here just have a look once. There is one application is there, sir. What is the name of this application? Can you please confirm what is the name of this application, sir? Without the REST M1. Without the REST M1, like I have one application is there, sir. Now in this application, views.py, don't worry much about much functionality. Don't worry about the functionality, sir. Okay. Here it is responsible to provide employee data. It is the responsible to provide employee data based on my requirement, right? Okay. Now I developed one class-based view. Don't worry much about this internal functionality. I will discuss. Let me start the server, sir. 1 minute. So that you will get some basic idea. Yeah, the colon. Okay, REST apps, REST API apps. Now here just without the REST M1 like I'm taking. Let me start the server. Py manage.py run server. Sir, just I'm trying to execute which application? Please confirm. I'm trying to execute which application? Hey, you are silent, man. I'm trying to execute which application? Django application. Correct, right? Just in my system, Django application is ready. So up to today, how you send the request for this Django application? Sir, 127.0.0.1 / do you know how you can, where the URL patterns are available? Okay, let me check URL patterns. Okay, here just I'm taking without the REST. This is the test app functionality. Next here URL patterns are there. What is the URL pattern? /API is the URL pattern. Okay, /API. Don't worry, sir. Normal URL pattern. That's all. Sir, now this terminology everyone can aware. Sir, I developed one Django application. I started the server. Now I'm sending the request. That's all. Don't worry about these words, whatever I used. Don't worry, sir. Now that's all. Happily, it is providing some data for me. Regarding it is providing some data. Maybe employee information. It is providing, sir. Any doubt? Can you please confirm all the people are in a position to understand? Now who is getting this data? End user is getting the data, sir. Now end user accessing our application. Suppose there is one more URL pattern is there. Have you remembered? API /ID is also there, sir. API /ID is also there. Now what I want to take /1 I'm taking, sir. /1. Okay, first employee information, employee number 100, employee name Sunny, employee salary 1000, like this, right? Sir, if I can take two, if I can take two like this, right? Okay, now two, if I can take like this, now happily second employee information we are getting. So this total thing is related to what Django application we developed, that's all. Any doubt about this one? Forget about internal functionality, how I developed, forget about that. It is almost thousands of times we did in our classes. Okay, well, now I want to access this Django functionality from the Python application. Are you getting? Not a human being. Sir, open the browser, send the request. Sir, up to this we did. Sorry. Okay. So I don't want to provide, okay, not only end users. If you want, you can write one Python application. Python application can send the request. Python application can send the request. Python application can get that response, and happily that response should be used in the Python application. So now my biggest doubt, how the Python application can communicate with the Django application. For that, something must be required. That thing is nothing but web API. Everyone can able to understand, right? Everyone can able to understand, right? Yeah. How many applications are there? Two applications. One is a Django application. Second one is Python application, right? So how the Python application? It is not Python application. Send the request to the Django. Now Django is going to provide, Durga, Python, you required first employee information, right? Please take. Okay, like how one application can communicate with another application. For that, API must be required. But here, this provider is the web application. That's why web API must be required. Any doubt? Are you getting the clarity? The words are clear. Now I want to implement that functionality also. Don't worry, sir. Now I will show. I write one Python application also. Okay, I write one Python application also, sir. Okay. Now here see this one. This is the Python code, sir. This is the Python code, normal Python code. Now let me take our normal test.py. Okay, Durga classes test.py. That's all. It is a normal Python code, sir. Normal Python code. What I'm taking now here, just have a look once, sir. Have a look once. Print the data like, sir, base URL, endpoint, something like. Don't worry. Now my question is, what is this one? What is this application? Is it a Python application or Django application? Respond, man. What is the name? Test.py. Is it a Python application or Django application? Python application. Are you getting what is this one? It's the Python application, right? Now, Python application wants to send the request to my Django application. Now, Django will provide some data. That data should be used by my Python application. How, sir? How you can able to do that? Okay. Don't ask any question related to this code. Don't ask any question related to this code. Don't use any words. Just aware it is the Python application. That's all, sir. Now have a look once, sir. Now let me go to, already I'm in Durga classes, py test.py. Now I'm executing Python code. My Python application can communicate with the Django application. Django application will provide some employee data. That employee data will be displayed, right? Now I will look once. Now observe it very carefully. Now have you observed, right? Now it is from where this data is coming. From which application? Django application. This data provided by Django application. This data used by Python application. Now this Python application, how it can use? Okay, very simple. EMP is equal to data of 0. First record, sir. Okay, print of employee name. Okay, EMP of e-name. Like this I'm taking, sir. Similarly, employee number, enum I'm taking. Sir, employee salary, EMPR is I'm taking. Employee address, employee address, employee address I'm taking. Now, second employee information we are going to get from the Django. Okay. Now, have a look once. Have a look once. Employee name is Bunny. Employee number is 200. Employee salary 2000. Employee address is Hyderabad. Sir, please make sure this data is not coming from database. Just this person, Python communicating with the Django. Django is responsible to provide this data. Are you in a position to understand? But internally, how that functionality, we will take care. Don't worry. How we can implement, sir? Sir, I don't want second employee data. I want fourth employee data. No problem. Just the 4, endpoint 4. Okay, like let me send the request. Winning 400, 4000, Bangalore, something like this information is going to get. So the important conclusion, what you people should be aware. How the Python application can communicate with the Django application. Some API must be required. That the API is nothing but web API. Getting friends? Practically, forget about JSON, forget about base URL, what is JSON, what is request. Don't ask such type of questions. We are going to spend 40 days. There we are going to discuss each and everything. Just to get the basic idea, top level. Okay? Don't pollute your mind with this new words, unnecessary doubts. Okay? A Python application connecting with the Django. Sir, now Python can talk with the Django application. Now my Python application will become more powerful. Django scope will become more because of this API. So today I developed a Python application. Tomorrow another person developed a Java application. Either Java person can communicate with the Django application or not. Django application or not? Yes, why not? Tomorrow I want to develop one mobile application. This mobile app, Android app also or iOS app also can communicate with the Django application. For that, what we require? So the required thing for this interoperability, what you are going to do is you are developing API. But this API we are developing for web application. That's why we can use the word web API. Clear? So, by using web API, Python application can communicate with the Django, Java application can communicate, mobile application can communicate. Practically, sir, I showed already here, I'm not showing some already existing things. I developed a small application, now I'm telling. So, this API is enough for all the applications. Once you develop an API for your Django application, this API can be used by any technology, any application, no problem at all. Okay, how you can do that? That's what we require to aware. Clear, right? Standalone application, generally we can use GUI. Anil, for standalone applications, we will use a tkinter, something like GUI. By using that, we can able to get the functionality. Okay, that's it. So now here the important conclusion. Sir, what is API? What is the purpose of APIs? Okay, now, so two applications can communicate with each other by using API. So if an application wants to communicate with web application, then web API must be required. To develop, yes, 1 minute. Sir, what are the web services we use for API? What are the webs? Web service means web server. What are the web servers we use for API? Web server means so Django servers. Any web server we can use. Rajiv, here Django inbuilt server I'm using. Any web server you can use. Resin you can use. Jetty you can use. Apache you can use. Like OHS, like any web server you can use. Okay, then. So now the next thing here later. What is REST? What is the REST API? What is the Django REST framework? These words are very, very important, sir. So REST is just a very top level. REST is an architectural style. Okay, something like it is guidelines. Someone provided guidelines to develop APIs very easily. Web APIs very easily, sir. Lightweight web APIs if you want to develop. Okay, someone provided guidelines. That guidelines is nothing but REST. Okay, it is architectural style. Architecture. It is architecture. Okay, it defines several guidelines to develop web APIs very easily. Regarding that, to develop web APIs very easily, so REST defines several guidelines. Okay, just something like a design pattern, something like guidelines. Boss, if you are going to follow this architecture, if you are going to follow these guidelines, then your web applications will be very concise. Web applications will be web services or web APIs will be very optimal. So there are several guidelines provided by this REST. Remember this one, this REST. There are several guidelines provided by REST. By using that, we can able to communicate. We can able to develop web APIs very easily. Remember that. Okay. So the APIs which are developed by using REST. The APIs which are developed by using REST are called REST APIs. Are called what? REST APIs. Okay, REST API means very simple, sir. The APIs which are developed based on the REST architecture or based on by implementing REST principles. Those APIs are by default considered REST APIs. Any doubt? Regarding that, what is the REST? REST is an architectural style which is responsible to define several guidelines to develop web APIs very easily, sir. Okay, like if here just the APIs which are developed by using REST are called REST APIs. Some people may use RESTful APIs. Both are same. What's there? RESTful APIs or REST APIs. RESTful APIs. Next, to develop RESTful APIs, there are several tools are required. Those tools, who is going to provide, sir? The Django REST framework can provide. The Django REST framework provides several tools to develop RESTful APIs very easily. APIs very easily, like remember this, very easily, like by using this REST framework provide several tools to develop REST APIs very easily. Such type of framework is the Django REST framework. At very top level, what is API? What is the web API or web service? What is the REST? What is the REST API? The Django REST framework you should be aware. REST API means nothing. The APIs which are developed by using REST based on REST architecture or based on REST principles are called RESTful APIs. RESTful web APIs or RESTful web service, both the things are same. RESTful API or otherwise RESTful web service, RESTful web API or RESTful web service. Java people are going to use RESTful web service, like. Okay. So just try to get the basic terminology, sir. What is API? What is the web API or web service? Sir, what is the REST? REST is an architectural style. Of course, I will discuss some more internal things. Don't worry, sir. REST is an architectural style which defines several guidelines to develop these web APIs very easily. The web API, which is developed based on the REST architecture, such type of APIs are called RESTful. RESTful web services or RESTful APIs. Okay, it is a REST is a language independent, sir. Don't feel it is related to Python. RESTful web services are there in Java. RESTful APIs are there even in Python, Django. Like everywhere, this REST, this is trending technology. Sir, already REST API, Yahoo Maps, Yahoo Maps is there, which can be accessed from our application by using REST web services only. Most of the web services which are provided by Yahoo is REST. Any doubt? Yes, Django REST framework may here just Vasudev already is asking some question something. Do you know web services is the terrible topic for most of the people? Just aware. Is Django REST framework make our life easy to develop, understand compared with the Java RESTful services? Yes, man. Nothing will be there. It's a very easy thing. Okay, which modules we require to use, which libraries we require to use, I will explain why you have to hurry about this terminology. Okay, it's very easy thing, sir. Okay, now, sir, what is the role of API? It's a very clear for you, right? Suppose here have you observed what is the power of API is? Assume that I developed one application, sir. Assume that I developed one Django application. This Django application can be accessed by only end user. Can be accessed by only end user can access. Then what is the scope? What is the scope of this application? The scope of this application is very less. Some this application can be accessed by Java people, can be accessed by Android people, can be accessed by iOS people, can be accessed by some Python, any other technology people happily can access this one. Then what is the scope of this Django application? Are you getting? To make our Django application more powerful. If you are going to define API, then our life will become very simple. This application will become more powerful. Getting, friends? Okay, now just a small thing I will suggest for you. Just have a look once, sir. Sir, I want to develop one application. I want to develop one web application. Just observe that one application I developed, sir. DJ News. Have you remembered somewhere we developed DJ News? Is it there in the line? Is it there in the line? Django projects OT Durga, like this, right? Yes, it is there. I kept right. Yes, it is there in the line. Just our demo application, sir. It is there in the line. Hyderabad jobs. Okay, now observe that. Now Hyderabad jobs information is there, sir. Here at the top, date, company, title, eligibility, address, and so on. Now my requirement is here I want to add one button. Okay, share this information by SMS. Share this information by SMS. One button I want to take, sir. Now take very special care. For every job, I want to take one button. Share this information by SMS. Okay, sir. This is the thing I want to use in my Django application. Can you please tell what I have to do? Please, what we require to do that? I want to get that button. I want to make that button functionality available. Okay, like immediately I will ask SMS service providers. Array, anyone is there? SMS service provider? Anyone there? Like I will ask. Then immediately SMS gateway. Then someone told, yes, we will provide support for 1 lakh SMS messages, 15,000 or 20,000 rupees. Like, yeah, no problem, I will. But how I can use your SMS gateway application in my Django application? Then immediately he is going to provide API. Are you getting? That SMS gateway application, person is going to provide API to access that application. Now observe this one. I have the Django application is there. So here SMS gateway application is there. The Django application should require to communicate with the SMS gateway application to provide SMS service to the end user. How this application can communicate with the SMS application? For the API must be required. Who is the responsible to provide this API, sir? SMS application provider is the responsible to provide this API. Now are you getting? Now I hope you people can able to understand, right? Sir, if it is the web application, yes sir, this is nothing but web API. By using web application, yes, my Django application can communicate with this. Happily, the service can be used by Django. Same mobile application, same payment gateway application. Sir, I want to offer some what we call paid jobs information. Right? Please pay by credit card, debit card. Then payment gateway application, I want to integrate in my, yes, how you can able to do that? For that, web services must be required. For that, web APIs must be required. Any doubt? Clear? Yeah. So this is what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay. Well, I hope you can able to understand what is the API, what is the web API, sir. Sir, very simple. What is the use, what is the role of this API? How the things are going to work? Just with a small chota example, I want to discuss for you people, right? Just observe that. Do you know what is the world population? Anyone can you please tell? What is the world population currently? Almost around the 700 plus crores of people are there. 700 plus crores of people are there in the world, sir. Remember that. Yes, 7.3 billion, 700 crores of people. Do you know these 700 crores of people? Is there any person in the world can communicate with any other person? Is it possible? Is it possible? Any person in the world, is it possible to communicate with any other person? No way. No way. Our language is the different. Our language is the different. Their language is the different. Are you getting? N number of barriers are available, sir. Okay, if you move in India, we have almost around 16-20 languages are there, sir. If I will move 400 kilometers away from Hyderabad, I'm not in a position to communicate with the Tamil people. I'm not in a position to communicate with Kannada people as long as if I don't know Kannada, if I don't know Tamil. If they don't know, there is luckily some English, chota English language is there luckily, right? Okay. So important point here is in the world, any person can't communicate with any other person. Okay, not possible, right? Assume that any person can communicate with any other person. 700 plus crores of people, no restrictions, right? They can able to understand. Some common language is there. Any person can able to understand with any person. If you have such a type of thing, how beautiful it is. Are you getting right? How beautiful it is. Just observe that. Any person, I can talk with the North Korea person, I can talk with the South Korea person, I can talk with the Japanese person, I can talk with UK person, Philippines person, because we have some common languages there. Okay, without any translator, we have some common languages there. Then automatically, yes, how the business scope, how the growth you can expect. But very unfortunate, such a type of thing is not there. Such a type of thing in the human interaction not there, sir. But in software applications, that thing is possible, man. I have one Java application is there, Python application is there, .NET application is there, like this, right? Just observe that. I have one Java application is there, which is running on Linux platform. Assume that, sir, which is running on Linux platform. I have one Python application is there, which is running on Mac. Okay, I have one Windows application is there. Okay, C# .NET application is there, which is running on Windows. Like, sir, now I have another application is there, maybe SAP based application is there, which is running on Linux. Assume that, sir. Now, sir, this person can communicate with this person. This person can communicate with this person. This person. Every person in the world can communicate with any other person, irrespective of their language, irrespective of their platform. That thing is possible because of API's concept. Regarding any person can communicate with any other person in the world, that thing is possible because of API concept. So what is the common language between all these people, sir? There should be some common language must be required. That common language is nothing but HTTP, sir. Remember this one. That common language itself is HTTP. Java application can give HTTP. .NET application can give HTTP. Python, Django, Flask, any application can give a common language. What is that common language, right? HTTP, sir. Next, what is common message format where every person can able to understand? What is the common message format where every person can able to understand? What is the common message format is XML or JSON, like. Okay, XML or JSON. JSON means JavaScript object notation. Okay, in the old application, XML is the most common, but these days JSON is the most common because of less what we call, because of performance, because of more performance, because of lightweight JSON itself is the more commonly used message format, right? Okay, by using HTTP common language and the JSON common message format, sir, all the people in the world can communicate with each other. All software applications in the world can communicate with each other. Such type of thing is nothing but, okay, web service or API concept. Getting right? Now I have one small doubt. One small doubt here. Listen bit very carefully, sir. Just now I showed one application for you. One application for you. Sir, which application I showed? Can you please just remind? Yes, friends? Sir, here just now I showed Python app communicated with the Django app. Regarding how the Python app communicated with the Django app, just observe that. Let me show the Python code. If I show the Python code, this is the Python code, sir. What is this one? Can you please tell? What is this one? Yes, friends. What is this one? HTTP protocol. Regarding HTTP protocol, so it is sending GET request by using this HTTP protocol. Okay, like now. What this person getting? JSON data. Regarding what this person getting? JSON data. Now let me show this application. This application use function. Regarding this application use function return HTTP response. Which data this person is sending? Can you please confirm which data this person is sending? JSON data. Regarding JSON data, Django application is sending. This is JSON data can able to understand by Python. Regarding common message format between these two persons, either JSON or XML also, but in this application I'm using JSON. Next, here you know by using which protocol Java application can communicate with the Django. Yes, that is HTTP. The protocol itself is nothing but common language between these two persons, right? So everyone in the position to understand what is the purpose of Okay, how the applications can communicate with each other by using API concept. If it is a web application, we require to talk about web API. Clear, right? Yeah, we know the need, don't we? Now, so how to develop these APIs, we will discuss, sir. Okay, that is the part of our course. Now we are not Django developers, we are Django API developers. Are you getting? Already Django application is there. I want to provide API. How we can able to do that? API developers. Have you ever involved in API? Have you ever worked with Django REST API, REST framework? You should be aware. To perform put operation, write API. To perform delete operation, write API, REST API. To get the data, write API. Okay, like we have to provide endpoint like get, post, put, and so on. All these things we have to discuss. Almost first 1 week to 10 days, I will discuss what the REST framework is doing without using REST framework. Observe my words. What the REST framework is doing without using REST framework, I want to discuss. Sir, once if you aware without REST framework, what the things are, how the things going on, at last, if you want, I will explain REST framework. Regarding that, if you want, I will explain REST framework. Okay, REST framework, I want to develop my own framework, so without using REST, so that you will get much clarity in the concept. Once, so everything ground level is the clear, how REST framework is going to simplify our life, that part I will take care. Okay. Yes, authentication also we will do that. Authentication token mechanism is there, we will. Next, REST is one architectural style. REST is one architectural style. Okay, which provides guidelines to develop APIs very easily. Next, I told very clearly, sir, if you want to attend this course, compulsory you people should be aware the Django and the Python. Yes, someone asked this out. Without knowing the Django, without knowing Python, you can't attend this course. At the beginning, I told the same. Compulsory you people should be aware both. Sir, I know only Python, I don't know Django. Sorry, this course is not. Getting right? Yeah. Yes, for each and everything material you can expect. Whatever, I hope you people got the Django material, right? Yes, the same way REST framework material also I will share. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Yeah, Yuvraj, compulsory you should aware Django and Python. Just contact our people to get material and videos. Course duration almost around a minimum 30 days to 45 days. And after completing every day, you will get the video. And from the drive, you can download the videos. In the last session, just I introduced the basic terminology. What is API? What is web API? Or sometimes we can use the word web service. Sometimes we use the word web service. Next, what is REST? Next, what is the RESTful API, RESTful API, and Django REST framework. Okay, these words we discussed in the last session, right? So anyway, whether it is the web API or API or RESTful API, everything just aware only one point, sir. Two different applications. Okay, two applications can communicate with each other. So something must be required for that communication. What is that concept? Is API concept. A Java application can communicate with the Django application by using web API. So mobile application, Android application can communicate with our Django application, okay, by using web API. To develop web APIs, to develop this web API, so REST defines several guidelines to develop web services, web APIs very easily. Okay, so the APIs which are developed by using REST is by default considered as RESTful API. Okay, observe that. Next, what about Django REST framework, sir? Django REST framework, it provides a toolkit. Are you getting it? Provides toolkit to develop RESTful APIs very easily. RESTful APIs very easily. Sir, Django REST framework provides a toolkit to develop RESTful APIs very easily, right? That's what you people should be aware. Okay. Now there is a next level. What is the next concept? I mean, it's a libraries only. Toolkit means it's a set of libraries, a set of modules. Happily, we can allow to use Django REST framework will provide some coding support. Okay, which is nothing but libraries only. Okay. Now, I have one very important point. In the last sessions, we covered very clearly about these points, sir. Do you know, sir? If multiple applications can communicate with each other, there should be some common language must be required. There should be some common language must be required. Can you please spell out what is the common language we are using? Anyone, can you please spell out, sir? Especially web APIs. What is the common language we are going to use? The common language, okay, which can be known by any person is HTTP. Remember this, the common language is always what? HTTP. Next, the common message format is JSON, next R, XML, okay, like JSON, XML, etc. HTTP is a protocol. HTTP is a common language. What the people are going to use, what different applications can use. Next, the message format should be JSON or XML, right? Okay, that's all. This is just the small general words, whatever we discussed in the last sessions, right? Next, a bit very important for the interview room sake. Okay, just aware, just theoretical touch. Anyway, we are going to discuss in detail while implementation is going on. Don't worry, sir. How many types of web services are there? Very important question for the interview room, sir. How many types of web services are available? Anyone, can you please tell? Yes, friends. Anyone, how many types of web services are available? Anyone, can you please tell? There are two types of web services are available. Just aware that there are two types of web services are available. What is the first one, sir? SOAP based web services. SOAP based web services. Second one, sir, RESTful APIs. RESTful web services. You are getting right? RESTful web services, right? There are two types of web services are there. The first one SOAP based, second ones are RESTful. But anyway, we require to discuss about RESTful only. But still, I want to touch this area because in the interview room, sometimes may be a chance to ask this question. That's why compulsory you people should aware, sir. Okay, can you please tell SOAP based at very top level? SOAP based is the old concept. I mean, not old, sir, SOAP based is the having some problems. Earlier, it's the most commonly used, but these days, the trending type of web services are RESTful only. Okay, immediately you may ask, what problems are there with the SOAP based, sir? Anyone, can you please tell? There are, I hope, several people who are coming from Java background especially. You may be aware. What are various problems are there with the SOAP? Yes. Good. What are various problems are there with the SOAP based? First, what is the SOAP? What is the SOAP? Simple. Can you please tell? Simple object access protocol. Simple object access protocol. This is the SOAP. SOAP means simple object access protocol. Like, sir, what is the problems with the SOAP? Why the people are always using these days RESTful only? The reason for that is SOAP is always XML based. Remember this one, sir, very important. SOAP is always based on XML based, sir. It's always going to provide message format only in XML format. So SOAP web service is always going to accept the data only in XML based. It is XML based. So next, XML is the, sir, you know, heavyweight component. It is not lightweight, sir. Heavyweight component XML, because in the XML message, if you observe the original message, there is at the top you can see envelope. Regarding at the top you can see envelope. It is normal data, how much is there, extra information is that much is there in the XML, sir. XML, the biggest problem is heavyweight. Regarding heavyweight, sir, heavyweight, first thing. The second thing is, in web services, the data should travel over the internet, over the network via internet. The data is required to travel from, sir, provider application to consumer application. The data is required to travel. If it is the heavyweight, then the biggest problem is bandwidth. High bandwidth requirements will be there. Regarding high bandwidth requirements will be there. Okay. Next, do you know? So parsing XML data, parsing XML data. Like, do you know, parsing XML data itself is not that much easy. So it required, obviously, performance is going to be, sir, is going to be affected. It is so performance, the processing will become slowed down. Just take a bit very special case. So in the SOAP based web services, okay, so it is always XML based, heavyweight components. That's why more network bandwidth requirements will be there. Next, more network bandwidth requirements will be there. Parsing XML, okay, is a bit slow process. So obviously it is going to be affected. Its performance will be affected, right? Next, implementing SOAP-based web services. Implementing SOAP-based web services are very complex, not that much easy, sir. Remember this one. Implementing SOAP-based web services are a bit complex. Okay, like, so because of several problems, the people are not commonly used SOAP-based web services these days. Remember this one, sir. Okay, like. Next, we know SOAP is the vendor specific, need to follow their own protocols and no common protocols. No, need not be. We know SOAP. We can so common protocols also will be there. Need not be vendor specific. Okay. What parsing? Parsing means converting XML data into, suppose I'm writing a Python program. I want to parse XML data. I have to read XML data. Whatever there in the XML. So that is reading XML data. Okay, is by default considered as parsing. Getting right, Suresh? Reading the data, and we require to use that data. First, I have to read that data XML to our Python object. I want to convert. which is nothing but parsing. Okay, there is one here, just observe. So SOAP is XML based protocol for accessing web services. Next, to describe web services, very important, sir. To describe web services, compulsory we should have one special language. Anyone can be aware? To describe, to expose our web services, so based, there is one language we have to be aware. That person is the responsible to expose the services. Do you know? Have you heard about this one? Web service. Have you heard about this one, sir? Web service description language, WSDL. Are you getting WSDL? WSDL. Some people may use WSDL. WSDL means, do you know which should use? We require to use that WSDL to expose web services to the web services to the partner applications. Remember that. So based, there are multiple problems are there. To overcome these problems, compulsory we should go for next level. What is that concept, sir? REST. But anyway, sir, do you have any advantage of SOAP based when compared with REST? Do you have any advantage of SOAP based? Yes, there is one biggest advantage is there, sir. The data we know more secure. Remember this one, when compared with REST. When compared with REST, if it's the SOAP based, the data is more secured, right? Okay, so no one is going to hamper my data over the network. It's the more secure when compared with the REST based web services. Clear? So if any person is asking, if any person is asking, what is the difference between SOAP based and SOAP? What are various limitations of SOAP based? Very simple, sir. It's always XML based. It's always XML based. Next and after that, XML data parsing is very difficult. Implementing SOAP based web services are difficult. Next, heavy weight component of this XML. Okay, like performance is going to be down. Then obviously it is the slow type of web services. So slow type, not that much fast when compared with the RESTful web services, right? Next, what are various advantages? Can you please tell? What are various advantages of SOAP based when compared with the first important point you have to tell? More security. The data will be sent. The data will be sent, maybe some encrypted form or otherwise maybe. So there is some envelope style will be there, maybe. So it is the more secure when compared with the REST. One important point. Second advantage is there, sir. What is the second advantage is? Yes, sir. Here just to take very special care. There is a second advantage is also there for the SOAP. If you consider our REST, REST is always based on HTTP, sir. Remember this one. Of course, the people are going to tell REST supported any protocol which has URI. Which has URI means, sir, HTTP only. Okay, REST out of 100, sir, 99.99% of the times, REST is always based on HTTP. REST is always based on HTTP, sir. Remember this one. But if you consider SOAP, SOAP can provide support for multiple protocols. Remember this one. SOAP can provide support for multiple protocols like HTTP can be supported. HTTP can be supported. Next and after that, you know, SMTP can be supported. FTP can be supported. Like so, please make sure these two are main important advantages. Right? Of course, HTTP will provide support means HTTP yes also. Praveen, HTTP yes is a special form of HTTP only. Okay. Any doubt? Yeah. Vastev Reddy, welcome. Don't worry. So we are always going to work with URL and URI, these kind of things. Don't worry. So in our next level, it will come. WSDL means Web Service Description Language. Okay, Web Service Description Language. The name itself indicates, right? So to describe our web services, to expose our web services to the partner application, there should be some special language must be required. That special language itself is WSDL. The data, internal data format supported by SOAP based web services is more secure than REST web services. Sima. Getting right? XML data is more secure than JSON, something like. Okay? So can you please observe that? Can you please observe just because anyway we are not going to implement SOAP based, just theoretically, just you people should be aware, sir. So can you please tell what are various problems with the SOAP based web services? SOAP based web services will always provide data only in XML format. Only in XML format. Parsing XML data is very slow, which creates performance problems. Point number one. Transfer of XML data over network requires more bandwidth. Okay, transferring data from provider to consumer, transferring XML data required more bandwidth. Next, implementing SOAP-based web services are very difficult. Okay, next, what are various advantages of SOAP-based when compared with REST? What advantages you can able to tell, sir? The first biggest advantage, more secure. More secure. Second advantage, supports various protocols. Supports various protocols. Okay, remember, supports various types of protocols like HTTP, FTP, SMTP, like multiple protocols are supported by SOAP-based web services. That's all. So if we implement it, then we should be in a position, okay, to tell more detail. But anyway, at the part of Django, we are not having any such type of requirements. So that's why don't worry about that. Just aware for the interview room sake these words. Getting right? Yeah. We know maybe any there is no length limit for data if it is a so based like so maybe. The people especially who are coming from Java background, they can able to tell very easily, sir. Okay. Now, what is the next cinema? REST web services, right? So RESTful web services. Here, just observe that RESTful web services. Sir, can you please tell what is REST? Any abbreviation is there for the REST? Any abbreviation there for the rest? Remember this one. Representational state transfer. Observe it very carefully, sir. Representational state transfer. Okay, REST means representational state transfer. Okay, it means each unique URL is associated with is a representation of some object. Okay, remember that each URL is a representation of an object. Object means resource, right? Object means resource. Representation of an object. Next, we can get the contents of this object. So I want to get content of this object by using get. Okay, if you want to create a new resource, by using post. If you want to update that content, by using put. If you want to delete that comment, delete that content, delete that object, then automatically delete. Have you observed? All these things are by default considered HTTP verbs. We will discuss in detail. Don't worry about these words. Okay. So each URL is a representation of an object. By using HTTP verbs, we can perform operations related to that object. Okay. So what is the REST? REST itself is nothing but what? Representational state transfer, where each URL is a representation of an object. By using HTTP verbs, we can perform operations related to that object, right? Okay, then. Now, immediately you may ask, sir, what are various advantages are there? If I follow, what are various advantages are there? If I follow REST web services, right? The first biggest advantage, please make sure, sir. The first biggest advantage is what is the limitation in the SOAP-based web services? What are the limitations, sir? It's always going to provide supports data in XML based. But here, most of the REST web services are JSON. Remember this one, JSON. Okay, most of the RESTful web services are always going to provide the data in the form of JSON. Okay, XML and JSON. What is the difference? Is XML is the heavyweight, sir. XML itself is the heavyweight. JSON itself is lightweight. Remember this one, heavyweight, lightweight components. Okay, a simple, sir. I will show, maybe in my system, maybe there somewhere. 1 minute. Observe that. This is emp.xml. emp.xml. Yes, sir. Employees data is available in the form of XML. Assume that, sir. Assume it is the XML form. But the same thing, if I can go for JSON, have you observed, right? Are you seeing? So just have you observed the difference, right? If I can go for XML, how the data looks like? Sir, just 100. This one is going to be sir, field name is equal to ... and so on. But if I can take the same thing by using JSON, okay, here JSON, have you observed, right? Very simple. Okay, this is so, which is the heavyweight, which is the lightweight. Now by seeing this terminology, you are in a position to understand, sir. So JSON itself is lightweight. Remember this one, lightweight. Okay, if it is the lightweight, happily traveling over the network will become very easy. Parsing will become very easy. Do you know, when compared with the SOAP-based web services, sir, the biggest advantage of RESTful web services here, do you know, it requires less bandwidth to send JSON data from provider to consumer. One thing. Next, it is speed. Performance is more. Speed is more when compared with the SOAP-based web services, right? Okay, transfer of JSON data over the network required less bandwidth, sir. Okay, like so here this is next. We had to expose our services. Okay, some special language must be required in the SOAP. What is that special language? WSDL. Regarding WSDL must be required. Web service description language. But here, no such type of requirement. Directly we can expose our web services by using URLs. We can expose directly. No special language like this type of thing is not there. So less lightweight. Next, and after that, less bandwidth requirements. Next, more performance, high performance. I can use high performance. Next, any other special words related to the RESTful web services? Because of lightweight, high performance, less bandwidth requirements. Next, easy development. Remember this one, easy development. Next, human understandable message format. Human understandable message format. Do you know, if I will give some just XML data, array, can you please read? If I can give JSON data, yes, everyone can able to understand. So human understandable message format. So these are keywords related to RESTful web services, right? What is the first keyword? Lightweight. But if it's the SOAP based, high weight, heavyweight. Sir, here less bandwidth, but there more bandwidth requirements. Sir, high performance, but there low performance. Easy development, but their development will become more complex. Next, human understandable message format. XML data is understandable, but when compared with the JSON, readability is low. Getting? So because of these benefits, the most commonly used type of web services are RESTful web services. Okay, but anyway, sir, all these words slowly while our course is going on, you can get much clarity, sir. Okay, so for SOAP-based web services, Django won't provide any inbuilt support. For to develop REST web services, yes, definitely this is going to provide. Django is going to provide Django REST framework because REST is our future. Okay, SOAP was the history. Remember that very rare the people are going to use. Everywhere if you go for interview, REST is it's a very common terminology because of these added advantages, right? Yes, obviously, Shashank. Are you getting right? Now, can you please tell? There may be some problems also related to the REST. One problem is less secure when compared with less secure when compared with lesser security is lesser when compared with okay, like next and after that there is one more limit. Do you know if it is a SOAP, it provides support for multiple protocols. Was SOAP services happily you can expose. You can expose by using HTTP. You can consume by using HTTP, FTP, SMTP. But REST web services supports only protocols which has URI, which is nothing but something like HTTP. Mostly it is the HTTP, sir. SMTP, sorry, not possible. FTP, sorry, not possible. Like this, right? Okay. Next, there is one more difference. Vinod is telling. So in the case of here, data, there is a limit is there on the data what we are going to send. Okay, limit restriction is there, limited amount of data. I'm not sure, let me cross check again, but anyway, just aware, limited amount of data only we can send by using REST web services. The amount of data transferred from consumer to producer or producer to consumer is always there is some limit is there, but which is not having limit there. Getting right? Yeah. Okay. So why I'm telling this point is because if you go to the interview room, if any person is asking, do you know API, REST API, then immediately next question, what is the difference between SOAP-based and what we call REST-based web services? Even we never implemented, but still we should be in a position to answer. Just the basic idea at very top level, just aware. Getting right anyway, the required things we are going to implement, don't worry. Just now, are you in the position to talk few minutes about SOAP-based web services and RESTful web services, right? Yes, friends? Yeah. Yes, REST is less secure when compared with SOAP. Okay, so just observe all the differences I want to take into a small table form. Okay, class, if you want, you can take. I will include in our material. Don't worry about that, sir. So just observe a bit carefully about this one. Okay, now here just have a look once, sir. What is the SOAP-based? What is the SOAP-based? And then what is the REST? Just providing SOAP-based and the REST. So the first point, sir, it is always. So XML based message protocol, correct or not? XML based, sir, message XML based message protocol. So itself is XML based, sir, protocol. But REST it is not a protocol, sir. It's not a protocol. It is architectural style. It is architectural style. Okay, architectural style. It is one architecture, sir. Okay, it's not protocol. It's not protocol. It is architectural style. It is not a protocol, sir. Next, second important thing, sir, it uses WSDL for communication between consumer and the provider. Okay, a special language required. What is that special language, right? WSDL. Okay, WSDL required to expose our services so consumer and the provider can communicate, sir, with a special language WSDL. Okay, like sir, other side we are not. Do you know, sir? We are not going to use any WSDL. Remember this one. So no such type of special language requirement. No special language requirement, right? Okay. No WSDL is required. In this case, it's not required, sir. Next, here you know how to invoke services. Very important point. Very important point. In the case of SOAP-based web services, if you want to access any SOAP-based web service, how you can? The partner application has to perform RPC calls by using RPC method calls. RPC method calls. We can consume SOAP-based web services. Okay, so based web services we can consume SOAP-based web services, right, by using RPC sub protocol. But if it is the REST, we are not required to use any method calls, man. Directly by using URL path we can consume, sir. We can consume by using URL path we can consume, okay, REST services. Here have you observed, right? Sir, here WSDL requirement is there, but here no such type of requirement. Sir, how you can access, right? By using RPC method calls. Have you observed, right? So RPC method calls which may be the reason why SOAP-based web services are very secure. But here any person with a URL, any person can able to access RESTful web service, right? That may be the reason why these are not secure. Any person can able to access, but here by using some special RPC method calls, these SOAP-based web services can be accessible. Okay, like next fourth point, sir. Fourth one, sir. Here you know does not return human readable result. Correct, right? So does not return human readable result. Okay, but here the message format is always what? JSON. It is always human readable. Very easily the people can able to understand, right? Next, these are heavyweight. I can use the word heavyweight. Heavyweight is XML based, but this one is lightweight. Lightweight. Observe that this is the heavyweight and this is lightweight. Next, requires more bandwidth requirements. More bandwidth requirements, but here less bandwidth requirements. Less bandwidth requirements. Just observe that, sir. Less bandwidth requirements. Next one, sir, can provide support for multiple protocols. Can provide support for multiple protocols, like HTTP, SMTP, like HTTP, SMTP, FTP, etc. Can provide support for multiple protocols, like sir, HTTP, SMTP, FTP, but can provide support only for protocols which are having URI, which is nothing but mostly HTTP, right? Okay. Now performance is, can you please tell, performance is more or performance is less? Okay, respond. More performance or less performance? Less performance. Performance is less. Less performance, right? But the same in reverse, okay, high performance or more performance. We can expect more performance, right? Okay, more performance. Next, security wise, yes, more secure, but here lesser secured. Regarding, but here less secure. That's all. Next, one more thing, sir. Here just I require to cross check, sir. Here there is no limit on data, no limit on length of the data. Okay, I require to cross check this point anyway, right? Okay. Now here there is a limit on length of data. Correct. I hope it is going to be acceptable. The reason for that is in the case of so by using HTTP protocol only we require to send the data. Obviously at the end somewhere there should be some limits. Somewhere there should be some limit. But it is by using XML, a special format is going to be used to transfer data. That's why maybe there may not having any limit on length of the data. Okay, clear friends? Yes, that's all. So SOAP based RESTful web services, but without implementing, we didn't implement single SOAP based, single REST based web service, but still we should be in a position, okay, to talk at least some few points in the interview room. Okay, once, just once, okay, we covered at least the REST implementation. At the end, we may require to recheck again all these points. Okay, don't worry about that. Getting right? Any doubt? So that's all. This is one question. At least we should act like yes, we know. So based web services, REST based web services. We know that. At least that related terminology we are going to use. That's what you people should aware, sir. Do you know most of the Google web services? Most of the Google web services are so based, sir. Remember this one. Most of the Google web services are so based only. Maybe security, maybe criteria. I'm not sure. Most of the Yahoo based web services are Yahoo based web services are REST, sir. Do you know you may use eBay, Amazon, these web services they are using both. Sometimes they are using SOAP, sometimes they are using REST. Do you know? So these days, but anyway, more frequently REST is the more frequently used, but still some areas, okay, this SOAP may be a chance to use. Okay, something like no restriction, sir. I want to use only SMTP, non-HTTP protocol. Then obviously my choice should be SOAP only. I want more security. Then my choice should be SOAP only. No alternative at all. Okay. But anyway, in Python, in Django, we are always going to implement. We are always going to use REST based only. I'm not saying anywhere SOAP based web services in Django related. REST. Any doubt? All the people are in a position to understand, right? Okay. Just there is one more small point I have to talk about these things. Do you know? Just HTTP methods. Regarding HTTP methods, some people may use the word HTTP verbs also. Verbs like this, right? So suppose I'm sending HTTP request. Now have a look once, sir. I want to send a HTTP request. HTTP request. I'm just taking one HTTP request, sir. So here web application is there. I'm sending HTTP request. Sometimes our requirement is to get the data. From the server. Sometimes our requirement is to put the data to the server. Sometimes our requirement to delete the data which is there in the server side, or to update the data which is there in the server. So which operation we are performing, based on that we have to use corresponding HTTP method or HTTP verb. Remember this one, sir. We require to use corresponding HTTP method or HTTP verb. Methods are verbs. Anyway, the people are going to use. So what are various HTTP verbs are possible? Just aware clearly, right? What are various HTTP verbs? Verbs are possible. Do you know? Get, sir. Post. Have you remembered from our childhood onwards? You know what the difference between get and post. What the difference between get and post? Most important question for the interview room. Get, post. Next, put. Regarding put. Next, do you know there is one more word very important, sir? Patch. Next, and after that, delete. Just observe. These are most commonly used. Some more things are there. These things I will discuss. First, let me show some idea, right? Sir, get means, do you know? Sir, get I'm talking. Get means to get one or more resources. I want to get one or more, to get one or more resources. Sir, suppose employee data is there. I want to get one employee record, or I want to get all employee records. then we require to go for get. Get, sir. Next, post means to create a new resource. To create a new resource, then we require to go for post. Remember this one. Sir, I want to create a new resource, then we have to do that. We have to do that post like this, right? I want to create a new employee. I want to create a new employee. This is about my requirement, right? How you can. Okay, well, sir, similarly, put is there. Similarly, put is there, sir. 1 minute, just I want to show. Have a look once, sir. Do you know? Forget about this code. Forget about this code, sir. Just I'm commenting this. Have a look once this code especially. Forget. We will discuss all these things in detail, sir. Do you know which request I'm taking? Can you please tell which request I'm taking? R is equal to request dot get. Sir, what I'm asking is, boss, can you please get first employee record information? Can you please provide first employee record information? Sir, I'm asking about get. Get means to get data from the server. Okay, to get data from the server. First employee information, like this, right? If you are not going to specify this part, no, boss, I want to get all employees data. I want to get all employees data, like that, right? Both. So to get one employee record or to get all employee records, we should require to go for get. Okay, well. Next, sir, take very special care. Forget about. Let me comment this code. Let me comment this. All these things I have to explain in our course. Don't worry about this, because these examples I covered for offline students. Now have a look once, sir. Here. What is this one? A Python? Please respond. What is this one? A Python dictionary. A Python dictionary. Employee number, employee name, employee salary, employee address. Okay, right? Now, which method I'm calling? Can you please read this one? Request dot post. Request dot post. Data is equal to new employee. Are you getting? Data is equal to new employees. Can you please create this new employee in the database? In the database, for that, which thing must be required, sir? Post is required to be aware. Are you getting the clarity? Friends, what is the difference between get and post? Practically, you can. If you want to get one resource, then we require to go for get. If you want to create a new resource, then we have to go for post. Can you please tell when we should go for put? Please confirm. When we should go for put. Good. To update your resource. To update your resource. I want to update your resource. Then we have to go for put, sir. I want to perform updation. Boss, employee salary, employee address, employee number. Can you please update? Then we require to go for put method. Sir, can you please tell when we should go for patch? I hope first time in REST API only I heard this word. Okay, first time only I heard this word. Okay, a few days before, but luckily we should be good. Patch. The people who are already familiar with web services, they may aware these words or this terminology. When we should go for patch? When we should go for patch? Best example, sir. Do you know on the road? Sometimes on the road, just the patches they are going to keep. Patches. Regarding patches, patch means is it partial or full? Have you observed? Partial or full? Just partial. Just a small patch on the road they are going to just keep. So something like partial update. Full updates means put method. Partial update means patch method. Remember this one, sir. Observe the difference. Suppose just change employee salary. One or two properties. That's all. Hey, can you please change 10 properties? Update 10 properties. Put method. So one or two properties, patch is the method. Next, can you please delete a resource? To delete a resource, To delete a resource, then we should go for delete. Okay, please make sure these methods, HTTP methods, are very commonly used. HTTP verbs are most commonly used in our REST API. Are you getting right? If you want to get the resource, get the method we require to use, or get verb we require to use. If you want to create a resource, post. If you want to perform updation, put. If you want to perform partial updation, patch. If you want to delete, then obviously delete is the word. You should have clarity, right? Sir, what about remaining HTTP methods? These are the only HTTP methods? These are the only HTTP methods? No, there are multiple other things also available. Options. Regarding options, next head. Options, head, connect, trace, okay, move, lock, profind, like there are multiple things are available. But anyway, these things are related. These are the most commonly used, but these things are very rarely. Don't worry much about. If you are going to use, then I will explain in detail. Sir, partial updation and a full updation. Suppose employee is there, sir. For the employee, almost around 10 fields I want to update. 10 fields I want to update. It is the major updation only. Then better to go for put method. Sir, I want only one or two properties. One or two properties I want to update. Then better to go for patch. Patch means, sir, just one or two, a small updation. Then we should go for patch. Nandakishore, getting? Yeah. Sir, what about these are various HTTP methods, right? You should have clear, right? So limit maybe as of now. So just partial updates means patch. While implementing, we will discuss if there is a limit and so on. Getting, friends? Okay. Now one more small important point I have to discuss. Sir, do you know database CRUD operations? Have you heard about this one? Database CRUD operations. CRUD operations. It's a very common, sir. In the REST API, CRUD. Do you know sometimes total REST API is going to talk about CRUD only. Okay, that's why you should have clear clarity. What says HTTP verbs? HTTP verbs, sir. So now my question is C. If I use a C, what is the C? C means what? Create. Can you please create a new resource? For this, which method we require to use? Hey, which HTTP verb we require to use? Just now I told. Create a new resource. Create a new resource. Post is the thing we require to use. Next, sir, R. R means what? Retrieve. R means retrieve. R, read. For this, which HTTP method we have to use? Retrieve, read. Which HTTP method we require to use? Get. Get is the method. U means update, sir. Update operation. For this, which HTTP method we have to use? Which HTTP method we require to use? Put R patch. Put R patch. D means delete, sir. D means delete. Okay, like delete. For this, which thing must be required to use, right? Delete. That's it. Okay, these are, sir, just the CRUD operations versus HTTP methods, because very commonly we are going to use. Yes, better to get a clarity. Getting up to this, any doubt? Okay, that's all. So now the next thing what I have to discuss. Sir, up to this, what the difference between web services? What the difference between types of web services? Next, what is the HTTP verbs? What we have to use and so on. Like all these things are very clear, right? Next, one more small word I have to discuss for you people, right? You can very easily able to understand. you can very easily can able to understand, right? Okay, what that it is the stateless only. Was they already stateless only? We will discuss that. Okay, what is the next a small thing I have to discuss? Sir, web service provider, versus web service consumer. Nothing is there, sir. Very easily you can able to understand. The person who is going to consume is called consumer. The person who is going to provide is by default considered as provider. Okay, simple, sir. If you consider, okay, the application which is providing web services is called web service provider. The application which is consuming web services is called web service consumer. The person who is going to consume, that person is called consumer. The person who is going to produce, that person is called provider. Okay, well, provide. Best example, if I consider book my show application, just observe that, sir. Book my show app is there. Book my show app is required to communicate with the payment gateway application. Sir. Book my show app required to communicate with the payment gateway application through web services. Okay, well, now the point is, in this scenario, who is the consumer, who is the provider? Who is the consumer, who is the provider? Can you please confirm? Yes, payment gateway is the provider. Book my show application is the consumer, because this person required services of payment gateway. That's why. So book my show itself is consumer person. This person is called a provider. Observe carefully, sir. Any doubt? Okay, because very commonly used word, consumer, provider, like nothing. It is just providing clarity beyond that, nothing, sir. Okay, so very simple. Let me go for. Let me talk about, sir, a simple application level things, sir. But before that, one small thing I have to discuss with you. What is our topic name? Django. Please confirm. Django REST framework. Regarding Django REST framework or REST API. Sir, first almost around 10 classes. Okay, I want to explain web services. Without the REST API. Regarding, I don't want to use REST framework. I don't want to use REST framework. I want to explain how to create my own web services. Django, purely by using Django, I will explain, sir. Once you are getting the clarity, okay, about what is web API, how to develop web APIs, and so on, there, okay, I will use the REST framework so that you can aware, internally these things can be done very easily with this framework. That the maja you can able to get, sir. Regarding, so tomorrow my client may tell, don't use any framework, you have to create your own API, your own web API you require to create. Can you please develop? Write API for put operation, write API for delete operation, like this, right? So how we can able to do that? Okay, first I will develop web API on my own. Better to consider Durga web services. Once you aware these web services, next how you can use the Django REST framework to develop web APIs, I will explain. So that the maja of this REST framework you can get. Next, without REST framework, still we are in a position to develop web APIs for our application. Any doubt? Friends, are you in the position to understand, right? Okay, simple. By using Django only, I want to develop web APIs. I don't want to use REST framework. I don't know the terminology of REST framework. First 10 sessions. So if everything you are going to do on your own, you will get much clarity on the subject. Okay, once you are getting full clarity, then I will introduce REST framework. So these the things whatever we did manually, these things now automated by using this framework, so that our life will become very easy. Next, internally what thing is happening, you will get much clarity. That's why I want to do difficult part at the beginning and then sir easy part at the next level. Is it good programming, right? So that you will get internal things. Next, tomorrow, future is always easiness will be there. Okay, that's why. So first 10 sessions, I don't want to use any REST framework. Okay, simple how to develop the things I will explain, sir. So first let me habitize some programming terminology, okay, to start our coding. What I have to do is, how many new members are there who are not my old Django students, either directly or indirectly? Sir, I never heard, I learned Django somewhere else. I came here only for REST API. Anyone there in this session? Ayo. Can I expect everyone either directly or indirectly my Django students only? Subbu, Django where you learn? Yeah. So just one good news or bad news for you people. To attend these Django REST framework classes, compulsory you should wear Django. Okay, if you don't know Django, then these classes are not suitable for you people. Remember that. Okay, Django must be required, compulsory. You require to aware. Okay, because it is the Django REST framework. Okay, well, so the remaining people, can you please tell? Yes, I learned Django somewhere else. Anyone there? Can you please? Aryan. Okay, well, you know clearly Django, right? Any other person? Any other? Because to continue this REST framework, compulsory you require. Next, my what we call, just I want the environment setup. Environment setup. I want to explain. The people who don't know about Django, then these classes are not suitable for you. First, you should learn Django, and then you have to come to this area. Okay, maybe good news or bad news. Okay. Okay, well, now Aryan, just usually to develop my Django applications, I'm always going to use Atom IDE. Okay, Atom IDE. Just how to install this Atom IDE? It's a very simple, sir. Just you can go for atom.io. Atom.io. Here, just it will be there. It will be there. Just download. Regarding just a download, click exe file only. Atom.io. Download and click. You are not required to set anything, sir. Just you are not required to set a download and execute exe file automatically in your desktop. Yes, this Atom by default will be there. If you open that, then you can able to see. Okay, it's a very easy. Just install that. Next and after that, one more thing I have to tell for you. Just the people who don't know about the Atom. Okay, after Atom installation. Okay, just after Atom. Yeah, after Atom installation, so just two things you have to take care: Python auto completion and Django. These two tools you require to keep in the settings. Just very easy, sir. Just observe that. Okay, once you installed this, okay, in the file, okay, settings will be there. File settings will be there. In the settings, install, like there are two packages you require to install. One is Yes, in the search bar, just type Python, autocomplete Python. Just if you can type Python, just the packages. Yes, here we observed autocomplete Python. Just install. If you are going to get install button, just install. So that Python auto completion commands will come. Okay, like next, and after that, one more Django related also. Just type Django, Atom Django will be there. Just install. Okay, that's all. Okay, these two things you people should aware. I mean, okay, I hope I shared already. Yeah. Okay, these are things. Yeah, Vijay, let me check that PyCharm. So just I will take definitely some sessions on that. Yeah, Vijay and Vaishnav. Okay, definitely sometime I will use PyCharm. But okay, Atom is better than PyCharm. No, Aryan, no. Atom and PyCharm both are IDEs, but both the things, even PyCharm is a more what we call powerful, more useful even than Atom. But why the people are going to use Atom is it is the freeware. But PyCharm you have some license agreements. Getting right? Yeah, that's it. So Atom is the most commonly used. Yes, Sonali. Visual Studio, maybe. Yes, sir. Because there are multiple things. There are multiple things are available. Okay, for multiple IDEs you can use Visual Studio. You can use PyCharm. You can use Atom. You can use Spider. We can use like multiple things you can use, but nothing will be there. So somewhere even Sublime Text. Next, any without IDE, just Edit Plus also we can use. Normal Notepad also, but generally, okay, application level we can. Yeah. Now here just take a bit very special care about this one, sir. Okay. Next here, what I want to explain. Just to take a bit very special care. You should aware how to this Atom must be there for the new members especially. Please make sure Atom must be there in your system. Okay, well. Now the first level, what I want to do is you have to familiar. Okay, write a Django application. So this knowledge I am expecting from you people. Write a Django application to send the HTML response, HTTP response, right? HTML response. Next, to send the JSON response, how you can. Are you getting JSON response? How you can. You require to familiar with the JSON kind of terminology. I will explain how you can send a JSON response. Okay, from the Django application. These things we will discuss in detail. Don't worry, sir. Okay. Directly I will go for application. First slowly you have to aware, write a function based view or just write a Django function to send the employee data in HTML response form, in JSON response form. How you can able to do that part we have to discuss. Okay, can I start? Discussion about what is API, what is the REST API, regarding what is the API, what is the REST API. Okay, REST API. Next, what is what about REST framework? Just one or two lines I discussed. Next, what are various types of web services, types of web APIs or web services. Okay, what is the SOAP based and the RESTful right? So what advantages are there with the SOAP? What problems are there with the SOAP? The same thing for RESTful also we discussed, right? Next, what is web service provider? What is the web service consumer? Okay, what is the web service provider? What is the web service consumer? Like these are things we discussed very clearly, right? Sir, now the time, sir, came to just for practical implementation kind of thing. But anyway, before that, even I discussed about HTTP verbs also. The most valuable concept, especially these HTTP verbs in RESTful APIs, right? In RESTful APIs, sir, it's a very common, sir. Sir, get, next and after that, get, post, we remember, right? Get, post, put, delete, these things are very, very important, sir. With respect to the database operations, get means or retrieve operation. Next, the post means create operation. Next, the put means update operation. Update operation. Next, delete means delete operation, right? Delete itself is a delete operation, right? Okay, like you should have a bit clarity about this terminology, right? For updation, partial updation, if you want, you can use patch also. Okay, that's all. These are things we discussed in the last sessions, right? Okay. Now the next thing what we require to discuss is, sir, how you can send the response from the Django application. I want to send the response from the Django application, right? How we can able to send the response from the Django application, right? So now let me create one separate folder, REST apps. Okay, REST apps, like REST API apps. Okay, let me take one separate folder. Just I'm taking REST here, REST apps. What is the REST API apps? Okay, OT like this I'm taking, sir. OT, REST API apps, OT like this I'm taking, just for our online training, something like this, right? Okay, sir, just I'm taking REST API apps OT like this I'm taking one folder, sir. Now let me add that folder also to our REST apps, because the reason is the next level we require to work in that folder, all applications, right? So now add the project folder. What is the project folder we created, sir? REST apps OT, REST apps OT, REST API apps OT like this I'm taking, sir. Okay, well, nothing will be there. Now, sir, let me enter into that, sir, REST API apps OT like this I'm taking, sir. Now I want to create one application, sir. The new members, if anyone is there, how to start a Django applications and so on, just to take a bit special case, sir. So the first thing what we have to take, how to start a project. Django, can you please tell? I forgot the code, because long days before we started, right? I forgot the code. Anyone, can you please tell? Django, respond. Django admin, okay? Django admin, start the project. Django admin, start project. Sir, what is the project name I want to take, sir? What is the project name I want to take without the REST? I'm taking Django admin, start project without the REST. So I don't want to use REST framework without REST. Okay, like I'm taking, sir. Assume that. Okay, without the REST. Well, I don't know. So I told, right, yesterday, almost the first 10 days, we are not going to discuss about REST framework. What REST framework is doing, all those things in detail, I will explain only with the Django. Once you are getting the clarity, then we can give left and right to the REST framework, because our REST framework is going to do that thing we are already done within 10 days. Then what will be the new thing you want to get? Okay, so our learning will become very easy. Okay, now, sir, CD without the REST, like this I'm taking. This is my application, right? Okay. What next thing I have to take, sir? py, okay, manage.py, manage.py, start app. Okay, now what is my application, sir? Test app. Let me take application name is test app like this, right? Okay, that's it. Now the next here, do you know, sir, without the REST, like without here settings.py, first activity, what I require to take care, first activity, what I have to take care, add the application, okay, inside that. Okay, test app like this, add application inside that, sir. Okay, well, I added. What is the next cinema we require to discuss? What is the next point we have to take? Let me go for view function. Okay, let me go for views.py. Okay, here my target is, sir, take very special care about this terminology, sir. What I want to take is, write a function. Write a function. I want to go for function based views only. Even in the rest, every time we require to go for class based views, first few minutes, let me talk about function based views, so that from scratch we are starting our journey. Now what I want to take is, okay, DEF. Okay, DEF. So what I want to take is, I want to provide the employee EMP data view, sir. EMP data view of requester. Employee data view of requester like this, right? So now employee data EMP data is equal to, just I have already, is in the form of dictionary, sir. E number is 100 like this. Next e number is 100 like, sir, e name I have e name. Next e name is some Durga, otherwise let me start with the surname so that our examples will become very easy. Ishal. Now I'm taking 1000. Next e address is just Hyderabad. I'm taking, sir, no, Mumbai. Okay, like I'm taking, sir. That's all. So now observe, this is my employee data. This is the EMP data what I have. Now my target is, I want to provide this employee data as HTTP response. Are you getting that? I want to provide this employee data as HTTP response. This is about my requirement, right? So what we have to take care is, from the Django.http import HTTP response. Now what I'm trying to take is, return. I require to provide response, right? I require to provide response. This employee data I require to provide response, right? HTTP response I'm going to do. Just observe that. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. First I have to talk about HTTP response. If you feel comfortable with this HTTP response, then we will talk about our required JSON response. Okay, so that is first normal terminology I'm taking, sir. HTTP response. First let me prepare response. Response is, sir, very simple, sir. What I'm trying to take, employee name is, next employee, here the first one is employee number I'm taking. Next employee name. Next employee salary. Okay, like next employee address I'm taking, sir. Employee address like I'm taking. Okay, that's all. Next dot format of. Have you observed, right? It is a dictionary. It is the dictionary, sir. That's why EMP data of enum. Are you getting it? Is a dictionary. How to get a dictionary data? You know, EMP data of enum. Like same way you have to talk about second one, sir, third one, okay, fourth one, like this, right? Enum, next and after that ename, next and after that eSal, next and after that e-address, okay, e-address, like. So that's it. This is the normal string variable I'm taking. Now this string I want to represent. As the response. What I have to take? Return HTTP response, or this response I'm taking. Don't worry, sir, just very simple. Can you please tell, in this simplest example, are you facing any difficulty to understand this? Hello friends, can you please confirm? Yes? Any difficulty, especially new members? Old members, I don't think. Any difficulty to understand this terminology? What there is, nothing will be there, sir. Okay, it's a nothing. Have you observed, right? So here just we have dictionary. Just now I'm trying to take this is just a string class format method. String class replacement operator with format method. First curly brace replacer with employee number. Second curly brace replacer with employee name. Third curly brace replacer with ECL. Fourth curly brace replacer with e-address. Okay, that's all. Sorry, Prakash. Getting right? So this is, so it's just a replacement, string replacement operator. Nothing will be there, sir. But anyway, don't worry. Sorry, the total output is going to come in a single line. That thing we are going to take care. Okay, that's it. So now here, once we did view function, I want to send the request. To send the request, some more thing must be required. What is that? What is that? One more thing must be required. What is that? Can you please confirm? To send the request, one more thing must be required. URL pattern. There we have to define URL pattern. Okay. Inside the urls.py is there. Can you please guide, sir? From test app import views. Okay. Now what I'm trying to take is slash API. This is my URL pattern. Anything, no problem at all. Next, views dot. Okay, views dot. What I'm trying to take is emp data view. That's also URL pattern. Also, I define. Okay. Now, can you please guide what is the next activity I have to do? Run server, send the request. Run server, send the request. This is about our requirement. Okay, now have a look once, sir. Let me run the server. Py manage.py. Okay, run server. Okay, well, server will be started properly. Well, you are not seeing any errors. Now, let me send the request. Open the browser, and let me send the request. Okay, slash API. This is the URL pattern I defined. Slash API. Now, sir, I'm getting the data. Employee number 100, employee name Sunny, employee salary 1000, employee address Mumbai, like this. Sir, it is not that much readable HTTP response. Readable HTML response. No issue at all. What I will take is inside at the beginning one h1 tag I will take. At last I will close that h1 tag. I will close that h1 tag. Have you observed, right? At the beginning, sir, just I'm taking at the beginning h1 tag I open. At last I close that h1 tag. Okay. Now have a look once. Okay, no issue at all. Employee number 100, employee name Sunny. Now bigger. But anyway, line breaks. Sir, employee number 100, and then one BR HTML code, sir. Employee number 100, and then BR. Just I'm taking, sir, line break I'm taking. Next, employee name, one BR. Employee salary, another BR I'm taking. So if I can take like this, what is the output we are going to get? Yes, perfect. Your readable form you are going to get. Don't worry about that, sir. Okay, well, sir, now a small Django application I wrote. Whenever we are sending the request from the browser, HTTP request, now it is providing. Now it is providing that, sir, HTML data, HTTP response. Any doubt, friends? Any doubts? So, what is the Django function? Write a function based view to send HTTP response. What type of response I'm sending? It is the HTTP only. Internally content type is what type? Internally content type is what type, sir? HTML type. It is the HTTP, but what content type? HTML response. This one is the HTML response. HTML internally, this string will be formatted into HTML only. It is the HTML response. It is nowhere related to JSON. I'm not talking about any web services here. Just a developer, Now I'm seeing here this response is called HTML response. Okay, like, but here the problem is, but here there is one small problem is there. But the problem is HTML response browser can understand. Browser can understand. End user can able to see very clear. But if my Django application communicated by, if my Django application communicated by some other application. Okay, this is my Django application, a beautiful application we developed, sir. This is the Django application. But if assume that a Java application sending the request, not a human being, sir, not a human being, Java app sending the request. If a Java person sending the request, if it is providing HTML response, that HTML response cannot be understood by Java application. Remember this one. Same way, if you are sending, if it is a Python application or otherwise Android application, so Android app can't understand, okay, this is HTML response. Are you getting right? Can't understand this HTML response. That's why in API, REST API, our response should be any software application can able to understand. Any software application can parse. Any software application should parse and should can use that. So for that, which concept must be required? For that, which concept must be required? JSON concept must be required. What is that concept, sir? Can you spell out? JSON concept must be required. JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. JSON. JavaScript. Here, if any new person is there, JSON means JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation is there, sir. Just aware this one. JavaScript object notation, this format. So the biggest specialty for this JSON is any software application in the world can able to understand this one. Can able to understand, can able to read, can able to understand this one. So it is a software application friendly message format, such JSON format. Okay, remember this one. Next, moreover, it is a lightweight. Regarding it is a very lightweight. Moreover, this one here very lightweight. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. Itself is nothing but what lightweight component. It is not a heavy weight. Getting? Getting right? So this is it is the lightweight component. That's why compulsory our response should we require to send by using JSON response, right? Okay, well, sir, yes, it is the stateless only. Yeah. Now have a look once. Can you please write sir, one function based review to send which responses are JSON response I want. I don't want HTML response. I don't want HTML response. I want JSON response. JSON response. How you can? Okay. What we require to do is same thing I'm taking, sir. Listen a bit very carefully. Another function based view I'm taking. Another function based view I'm taking, sir. Now, sir, def emp data JSON view. Regarding emp data JSON view I am taking. So can you please observe what is this one? Can you please have a look once? Forget about this total cinema. Yeah. Can you please observe what is this one? You have to tell, sir. What is this one? You respond, man. Why you are silent? What is this one? This one itself is dict Python dictionary. Okay. 2 words you people should require to aware. Sir, just 2 words you should aware, sir. The first word is dumps. What is the first word? Can you please tell, sir? Dumps. Second word is loads. These 2 words you have to keep in your mind. What is the first word? Dumps is a function. Loads is a function. Dumps is a function. Loads is a function, sir. So what is the purpose of dumps? What is the purpose of loads? You should aware. These two functions are available inside JSON module. Python contains inbuilt module. Python contains inbuilt module. What is that module name, sir? JSON module. This JSON module contains these two functions. Sir, what is the module name? Please read. Please tell. What is the module name? JSON. This JSON module contains which two functions? First one, dumps is the function. Second one, sir, loads is the function. Thousands of times, lakhs of times you are going to use in your day-to-day. Lakhs of times you are going to use in your day-to-day programming. Compulsory you should have clear clarity about these two words, right? Okay. Now in day-to-day REST API programming, we are going to use these two functions. That's why compulsory you should aware these two things present inside JSON module. Okay. Well, next, what is the purpose of first function? What is the purpose of second function? Now I have Python dictionary is there, sir. Are you getting observed very carefully, sir? What is this one? Python dict is there, dictionary is there, sir. I want to convert Python dictionary to JSON object. Python dictionary to JSON object. So to convert Python dictionary to JSON, you require to use dumps function. Are you getting? Just observe very carefully, sir. What is the purpose of dumps function? To convert Python dictionary to JSON object. Then we require to go for dumps function. This dumps function is available inside JSON module. Similarly, I have already JSON data. I want to convert JSON data to Python dictionary. Regarding, I want to convert JSON data to Python dictionary. Then we require to use loads function. Friends, any doubt? Sir, observe very carefully. Don't get confused. If you want to convert Python function to JSON, dumps is the method. JSON to Python back, then loads is the function you require to use. Okay, dict and JSON, both the things seems to be same, but both are different language concepts. So that's why don't compare. JSON is nothing but Python dictionary is nothing but JSON. No, sir. No, both are different languages concept. Okay, seems to be same. Sir, here Python dictionary, it is related to Python language. JSON is a JavaScript object. It is a different language. So one language can't be understood by another language person. So compulsory conversions must be required. For that we require to go for dumps and loads. Clear, right? Okay, everything is the difference, sir. But the only thing why the people are getting confusion is, sir, dictionary means key values, JSON means key values. Okay, similarity okay, but languages are different. If you can give JSON data to Python is going to tell, sorry, I can't understand this one. Even it is the key values only. Python is going to tell, sorry, I can't understand, because this person is coming from different language. How I can support? Okay, like if I can ask JSON, can you please consider my Python dictionary? JSON is going to tell, sorry, I can't understand this person. Are you getting the point, right? So please make sure both are, so seems to be both are same, because both are key value pairs only, but both are belongs to different languages, man. That's why don't feel without conversion you can't use. You know, JSON is not developed by HTTP. No, JSON is the language concept. HTTP is the protocol for communication. Observe the words. Okay. Now, well, wow, thank God. Now you are in the position to understand. Okay, what is JSON module? Next and after that, what is the dumps function? What is the loads function? Now I have Python. So this is Python dictionary. I want to convert this one into JSON. I want to send that JSON response to the end user. Can you please tell what is the way, sir? Please confirm. First, I require to convert into JSON. If you want to convert into JSON, we require to use which method? Which function? I forgot. Which function we require to use? Dumps function. Dumps function must be required. But to use a dumps function, yeah, first step is import JSON. Import JSON. Next, here I'm taking JSON data is equal to JSON dot dumps. Regarding JSON data is equal to JSON dot dumps of. Can you please spell out, sir? JSON dot dumps of. What I'm trying to take is EMP data. Like this I'm taking. Yeah. Sir, everyone in this session can understand what this line is doing. Everyone in this session can able to understand what this line is doing. Can you please confirm what this line is doing? Converting Python dictionary into JSON. Converting Python dictionary into JSON. Okay, well, clear. Now, my target is I have to send this JSON response. Okay, return HTTP response. Now, which one I have to return? JSON data. Okay, JSON data, comma, content type, comma, content type is equal to application by JSON. This is the main type, MIME type. Okay, so content type is application by JSON. That's all, friends. If I can take like this, now this JSON, this function based view is going to provide which type of response? Here it is going to provide which responses are this JSON response. It is going to provide, not HTML response. In the REST APIs, this type of thing must be required, but not this type of thing. If it is the end user, if you want to display response to the end user, HTML response is a very cute, this one. But if you want to provide response to another software application, your response should be in the form of JSON. Okay, because JSON response only other software applications can able to understand, but not HTML response. HTML response meant for end user. Getting right? Okay, content type, the default content type for HTTP response is HTML, sir. HTML, that's why explicitly I have to specify HTTP response is which type of response internally? JSON response. If you are not going to use content type, then what this bloody HTTP response will interpret as HTML response only. Getting right? Are you in the position to understand? Now the difference between this response and this response is human understandable response. This response is human understandable response, HTML response. But a JSON response is human understandable response and the mission understandable response. Mission means another software application. Another software application, maybe Android application, iOS application, or TV application. TV apps these days, TV application. Okay, like any other language applications. Okay, next, whenever we are providing HTTP response, internally which content type is there, to specify that we have to use this one. This is called MIME type. Remember this one. What is this one? MIME type, MIME type, MIME, multi-purpose internet mail extension. Okay, MIME type. MIME type means this type of response I'm sending, like. Now, so the browser can able to understand, or the other software person can able to understand the content type is application by JSON, like that, right? Any doubt? Friends, all the people are in a position to understand, right? Now you are in the position to write the function based view to provide JSON response also. For that we used Python's inbuilt JSON. Python's inbuilt JSON we used, and by using dumps function we are converting Python dictionary into JSON. Okay, now we have to define URL pattern. Okay, let me make this URL pattern as it is because I want to access both. Next, API JSON, like I'm taking just URL pattern new views dot emp data JSON view. I hope correct, right? What is the function name? JSON view. That's it. Okay. Now let me check my server. Oh, server is very cute. It is not showing any errors. Now let me send the request from the browser. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. Here this is HTML response. HTML response as it is. But sir, API JSON. API JSON. Like this, I'm taking the response. Now can you please observe? Yes, this response is called JSON response. This response is called JSON response. Are you getting right? The biggest specialty, human understandable form, even mission understandable form also. Any mission means any other software application can able to understand this data, sir. That is the biggest specialty. But this data seems to be very cute for the end user, but other languages can't understand this data. That's why whenever we are developing REST APIs, our response is always either JSON or XML but lightweight JSON is highly recommended, which can be understandable by other languages. Any doubt? Sorry, Prakash, for that we require to do some extra things. Don't worry. Okay, we will discuss slowly. As of now, dictionary. Any doubts? Okay. Now there is one small thing I want to highlight for you people. Just aware this terminology also. Sir, if you want to send a HTTP request, sir, I'm sending a HTTP request. Sir, this is my HTTP request. If I want to send a HTTP request, from where you are sending HTTP request? From the from the browser. So open the browser, and type HTTP :127 ... like you are sending the request. Is it possible to send a HTTP request from command prompt? From command prompt, anyone can you please guide? Is it possible to send a HTTP request from command prompt? Yes or no? Yes, friends. Is it possible to send HTTP request from the command prompt? Yes, no. You are always sending by using from the browser. From the browser, you are always sending the request. But now, is it possible to send request from command prompt or not? Yeah. Okay. So command line HTTP clients are there. Okay. Remember this one, sir. Command line HTTP clients are there. By using those software, happily you can able to send. Regarding happily we can able to send. What is that? Is CURL is one command line to send the HTTP response. Remember this one. What is that? CURL. Next, HTTP. Are you getting? HTTP. It is also one component to send. Do you know HTTP request from the command prompt? Okay. Now have a look once, sir. Let me cross check in the Google. HTTP. Like, sir, have you observed? What is the URL? Is http.org. Okay, like HTTP is a command line HTTP client. Okay, with an initiative of UI, JSON support, syntax highlighting, next downloads, plugins, and more. Okay, command line HTTP client. So the biggest advantage is you can install by using pip command. The biggest advantage you can install by using pip command, sir. PIP. What is that? What is that? Can you please guide? I forgot the code. PIP. What's the next one? Install. Okay, HTTP. Are you getting that, sir? If you can use this one from the command prompt, then automatically, happily you can send a HTTP request very easily. When compared with the CURL, HTTP PI is the most helpful thing, because the reason is, have you observed, right? Here, this is the response, CURL response. Are you getting? This is the CURL response, but this is the response from what we call a HTTP PI. Have you observed? This is URL response, but this is HTTP response. How beautiful it is. Are you getting right? How beautiful it is? Just observe carefully. So that's why highly recommended. Better to go for what? HTTP, because it's a very easy. The Python related. Like now, let me consider. Okay. Here, PIP install HTTP. I hope already it is there in my system. Already requirement already satisfied. Maybe. Yes, it's a very clear requirement is already satisfied. Means I installed already. Don't worry, sir. I installed already, right? Now, sir, how to send the request? How you can send the request? So, which HTTP request you want to send? Which HTTP request you want to send, sir? Very simple. Let me open my browser. Yes, this request I want to send. Sir, is it, if I send this request, is it which response? Can you please confirm? Is it HTML response or JSON response? Is it HTML response or JSON response? Can you please confirm? HTML. Hey, this is, observe that. Delete. Observe, this is HTML response. It is the HTML response. Now, how you can send, sir, from the command prompt HTTP, okay, and then like, okay, this is HTML response. Now observe that. Now we are going to get, yes, HTML response. Have you observed, right? If you are seeing what is the content type, what is the content type internally? What is the content types? Text by HTML. It is always by default HTML response, right? Okay, remember. Now we have another URL is there, API JSON. Okay. Now can you please observe that? What is the response we are going to get? Yes, friends. Now it is a very cute. This is the JSON response. Now if you observe content type, application by JSON. Friends, are you in the position to understand which type of response we are getting? How we are sending this response? Okay, this is what you people should aware. Sir, status codes, all, there is a big work is there with these things, so don't worry as of now. Okay, we will discuss in detail next level. That's it. Okay. So now if you observe this response, yeah, it is mission friendly response. Just aware. So why I am sending the request from the command prompt is just for your idea purpose to show which content types are going to come. Don't worry. REST API I will execute from the command prompt. No. Up to this is the clear. Any doubt? Okay. So this is the most commonly used way. This is the most commonly used way, sir. Okay. So now I want to tell one more approach is there to send the JSON response directly. There is one more way is there, sir, to send a JSON response directly. That thing also I will discuss. Surya Prakash, sir, if we can run directly without server, no way, because if you are sending the request from here, make sure the server is already running. The server is already running. If the server running and listening at this port, then only this request is going to work. If you are not, if the server is not in running, immediately it's going to tell, okay, internal server error or some other. Let me stop the server. Let me stop the server. Server stopped. Server stopped. Now let me send the request. What will happen? Connection refused or something like. Are you getting? HTTP error connection refused error like. So compulsory our Django application up and running. Then only you can send the request. Then only you will get the response. Clear? No, no file will be created internally. Just like a dict, JSON is also one object. Yeah. Now, just one more approach, but very rare we are going to use this approach, sir. Okay, let me. Sir, here do you know, we are sending HTTP response where internal content is application by JSON. We are sending internal content where application content type is JSON like. Now there is one more way is there to send JSON response directly. What is that way? Yes, let me highlight this terminology also. What is that way? Is but anyway very rare we are going to use this one. What is that? Yes, let me take this function. Okay. Here I'm taking emp JSON view 2. I'm taking sir JSON view 2. Okay, now return. What is this one? Can you please tell? Return. What is this one? What is this one? HTTP response. Just observe HTTP response. Now I'm taking from Django.http import JSON response. Are you getting that? Something like HTTP response. We have one more class is there, JSON response. Return JSON response. Return JSON response. If you are going to return JSON response, I hope okay we can send the Python dictionary directly. So internally it will be converted into JSON. Are you getting? Internally it will be converted into JSON. Are you getting the point? So what is this concept? JSON response. Okay. Now we are not required to use JSON.dumps and so on, but it is the newly added concept. Okay, it is the newly added at the Django level. But HTTP response, JSON, dumps, it is already there from beginning onwards. But this is the newly added in our what we call Django, right? Clear, right? Now, what I want to take, same thing. Let me define another URL pattern. Okay, API JSON 2. EMP JSON view 2 sir. Okay, that's all. Let me start the server. Maybe I stop the server. Let me start the server. Yes, perfect. It's working properly. Now let me send the request. API JSON 2 sir. API JSON 2. This is the URL pattern for that. Can you please observe? Yes, friends. The browser can able to understand my missions. Can able to understand? No problem at all. So to send the JSON response, either we can use this approach or next JSON response also. Okay, but most of the people are always going to work this approach only because it is from Python inbuilt support. This approach is going to work in all frameworks. Tomorrow, if you are going to use Flask or otherwise Pyramid, there this type of approach will be there. But this is the newly added newly added, there is no guarantee. Your framework is going to provide support. Getting? Don't feel only Django. Tomorrow you are going for Flask or otherwise some other, then may not having. That's why most of the people are always going to use this support, because JSON is the Python's inbuilt support. Clear? Import JSON. This module is coming from Python, not from Django. Clear, right? Yes, Salobarte, you can. A Flask web application can communicate with Django web application by using API. Up to this, any doubt, friends? All the people are in a position to understand. Not required to give much explanation about these words. Okay? So now the next terminology. What I want to do, sir? Sir, well, you developed the code. You developed the code. Yeah, Tirumalesh, we will discuss. Yes, as of now, it is applicable for dictionary. Yes, if you want to convert into from some other type list or something like, we should use some other approach. I will suggest. Sir, that's all. Now, the next thing what I want to take. Sir, if you want to talk about REST API, two words must be very, very important, sir. What the first word is? We have Django application is there, sir. Well, you develop a Django application. Django app is there. Okay. Now this Django app should be used by some other application. Okay. This is partner application. This person, I can use the word partner application. Partner application. Okay. Consumer application. If Django is the provider application, I can use this partner application in the consumer application. Now the point is, okay, so this partner application can be either Java application or Android application, Android app, or iOS app, or Python app. Can I use this word? Respond. Can I use this word? Python application? Yes. Django is the different, Python is the different, man. Django is the web application, Python is the normal standalone application. Yes, Python application also. Remember that. Now what I want to do is, for easy understanding, I will use the partner application, this Python app. Okay. From the Python application, normal Python application, let me send the request to Django application. Now Django will provide the required operations. HTTP request I will do. Now, so it is going to provide a response. This partner application should be used, or this Python application should use. Can I go for that? Can I go? So I don't want to send the request. I don't want to send the request from browser. I don't want to send the request from the command prompt. I want to develop one Python application which should communicate with my Django application. And the Django will provide some JSON response. That JSON response should be used by my Python application. What is the way? How you can do that? Can I go for that, right? Okay. Now, here very, very simple, sir. You can take the script also from here, so that it will be part of application, or otherwise from Durga classes from your regular working directory. Anywhere you can take this script, no problem at all. Okay, now what I'm taking in this project only, okay, in the project folder, I'm taking one file, test.py file. Observe that, sir. Here test.py. Here at the end it is there, test.py Python file. So you can take from Durga classes also, no problem at all. Right? First thing for you people, here also you should aware one small points, right? Here just take very, very special care about this one. From Python application, if you want to send HTTP request from Python application, sir, I took at project level only. I took at project level. Are you getting? Not inside the test app. I took at project level test.py like so. Anywhere you can take, no problem. It is a simple Python script, nowhere related to our Django application. So now here what I'm taking is from Python application. If you want to send HTTP request, now Python application, I want to send a HTTP request. If I send a HTTP request, I will get JSON data. Now that JSON data can be, I will convert into dict, and happily I can use that. I will convert into dict and happily I have to use that right. So now from Python application, if you want to send a HTTP request, one special module you require to use. What is that module? Is request. Can you please read this module name? What the module name? Please read. Request, not request. Request. Yes, is there at last. Request. This module you require to install in your system. Okay. So maybe requirement is already satisfied. pip install request. Request. Today we installed two modules. What is the first module? HTTP. HTTP to send the HTTP request from the command prompt. Second module, sir. We are installing request like yes, requirement already satisfied. That's all, because in my system already I installed, sir, for my offline batch purpose. Request already satisfied. Okay, well now, sir, by using this module, happily you can send HTTP request from the Python application. That's all, sir. Next, whenever you are sending HTTP request to Django application from the Python, what response you are going to get? The response, what response of Django? If Django may provide HTML, Django may provide JSON, Django may provide whatever response Django is sending, that response Python application will get. Now here observe carefully, sir. Here only let me go for that. What is the module? What the module we require to use? Please confirm. What the module we require to use? Request. Okay, request module. Okay, import request. Now I want to send get request, post request, put request like you have. If you want to send a get request, sir, what I have to take? First, what is your URL? Can you please tell what is the base URL? Base URL is equal to. Can you please guide, sir? What is the base URL? HTTP colon 127.0.0.1 colon 8000, like this I'm taking, sir. Okay, this is the 8000 like base URL, sir. Next, after this URL, something I took. Anyone remember? API JSON 2, something like we took, right? API JSON like I took. Okay, in the urls.py. Please respond. Observe API JSON like this I took, sir. Okay, so this one is called endpoint. Remember this one, endpoint. Observe these words very carefully. Not random words. I'm not using random words. The meaningful words on endpoint. What is the endpoint, sir? API JSON. Okay, endpoint is API JSON like this I'm taking. Now I have to send the request. To this URL and to this endpoint. Now I will get some response. Response, right? Okay. Now what response we are going to get? Okay. So you can use, these are just variable names. Any variable names you can use. But meaningful names are base URL endpoint like this. Because those are original words. Remember this one, sir. So are you getting right? This is the urls.py. This is my URL pattern. So after reaching the server application, this is the URL pattern to get this one. Session. Yeah. Now have a look once. I want to send a get request. Request dot get. Happily you can send the get request. But how you can frame URL pattern? Base URL plus endpoint. So if you can combine these two things, you know the way You know the way HTTP 127.0.0.1 8000/API JSON like so it is a concatenation, right? Okay, well now I'm sending get request. If you are sending get request, now you are going to get the response. Okay, R is equal to response is equal to this is the response, right? Now I got the response. You can use any variable name, no problem. Now I got the response, right? Sir, this is response I got, sir. Now this response, from this response, okay, you want sir, you want dict because it is sending JSON response, right? That JSON response, it is the HTTP response, right? This HTTP response internally contains JSON. HTTP response internally contains JSON. That's why directly you can ask response.json. Now you are going to get your Python dictionary. Don't worry, sir. So just forget about this type. Sir, print off response.json. Like this I'm taking. Forget about type. Whatever the output we are going to get, I want to display for you people, right? You are not required to do load because this JSON method is going to take care everything. Converting into Python dictionary, everything is going to take care by this JSON method only. Okay, like now I have one small doubt, sir. What is my doubt is, now with me, how many applications are there? Can you please confirm? Now with me, how many applications are there? 2 applications. One is Python application. Second one is Django application. Now observe that. So from Python application, I'm sending HTTP. Here just observe carefully. So now this is a Python app. This is the Python app. Now this is a Django app. From Python application, I'm sending HTTP request. Now observe very carefully, sir. Now this Django app providing JSON response. Now this JSON response Python can able to understand. This JSON response happily converted into dict, happily used by Python application. Now how 2 applications can communicate with each other? By using HTTP protocol. Next, how they are going to exchange data from one application to another application? By using JSON. 2 points are very clear. Friends, is it clear for all of you, right? Now, sir, partner application Python sending the request. Now Django application is going to provide the response. That response is what response? JSON. Okay, of course, JSON internally converted into Python dictionary because of this JSON method. Because of that, right? Now let me send the request. Okay, now let me go to that location d:\rest apps booty. Next, and after that, without the rest, here in the project folder, I wrote that script py test.py. Okay. Now observe very carefully, sir. From Python, I'm sending the request. Now, am I getting the response? Who provided this response? Ayo, who provided this response? Don't tell Durga, sir. Django application. Durga, sir. Django application provided this response. To which person Django application provided the response? To Python application. Now Python application can communicate with the Django application. This thing is nothing but API terminology, man. Regarding now, what is the type of this response? What is the type of this response? This JSON. After calling JSON, it is the dictionary. After calling JSON, it is the dictionary, sir. I'm sure. After calling JSON, it is the dictionary. If you are not calling JSON, this is the HTTP response. Type of response. If I'm not calling this one, type of response. What is the type? It is HTTP response. Are you getting right? Request dot models dot response. This is the response what we have. Okay, now here just observe data is equal to resp.json. Resp.json. Okay, now I got the dictionary. Now I'm going to print. So print of. So data from Django application. Data from Django application. Print of. Just I'm taking hash symbol into some 50 times I'm taking, sir. Under that, print of employee number like here I'm taking. So can you please tell, it is a dictionary of enum like this I'm taking. Employee number enum like employee name sir, name like I'm taking. Employee salary is I'm taking. Employee address e-address I'm taking, sir. That's it. Perfect. Any doubt? So here in this case, loads is not required to use because internally this JSON is going to convert, is going to provide directly dictionary. Okay, maybe somewhere we may use loads function also in the next example. So don't worry, sir. As of now, I'm not using because the job is already performed by this JSON function. That's why. Up to this, any doubt? Now observe, two applications can communicate with each other. Here in this case, who is the web service provider? Django app is the provider. Who is the consumer? Python app is the consumer. Let me execute this code. Perfect. Data from Django application. Employee number 100, employee name Sunny, employee salary 1000. Now employee address Mumbai. Now instead of Python app, tomorrow you can use Java app. Day after tomorrow you can use mobile app, Android app or iOS app. Sir, any type of application now by using HTTP can communicate with Django. Now Django provides some JSON response. That happily that JSON response can be used by your mobile app, your Java app or your Python app. Now I hope with this concept everyone got basic idea about what is the need of APIs. Now I can use the word. If you don't know API, if you are not going to define API, then automatically, so what is the use of your Django application? The scope of your Django application, okay, will be gone. The scope will be gone. Django application should be used by, in the world, any type of application. Either mobile app or iOS app, Android app or otherwise TV app, any type of application should be used by my backend. Clear, right? This is what is the advantage of REST APIs. I told in the last session one thing. Without a REST API, your Django application is like a human being without hands and legs. There is no much use. There is no much scope. API. Right now, API keys, authentication, these kind of things in the next level we will. Last topics not recommended to discuss in the first classes. The people may run like anything. Okay? Now, clear, right? Up to this, not required to keep any explanation. Now everyone got the basic idea. Sir, now this Python application, next this view, Django application, how to develop, how to provide HTML response, JSON response, like all the possibilities, right? That's all. This is the basic idea about how the REST framework is going to work. But very fortunate, I didn't use the Django REST framework. Everything I wrote on my own. Getting right? Now, sir, it's a very simple get operation. Very simple get operation from the dictionary. No, I want to perform. I want to ask the data from the database. Are you in the position to send like this? Yes, friend. By using a simple HTTP URI, yes, I can provide my employee data to my partner application. If the partner application is going to provide some data, with that I can create new employee record. All CRUD operations happily you can able to perform with this. All CRUD operations you can perform update, delete, create a new resource or a drive. All these things we can able to perform just simple by using API. Okay, how you can do that? That is our next level concept. Okay, first 10 sessions, please allow. I don't want to use any REST framework. Next, everything we have to do manually. Okay, once we are getting clarity about manual, then we have to talk about that REST API. So next, class-based reviews, how to use, because in REST API we never going to use the function-based reviews. Just for your understanding purpose, just I told. But tomorrow, suddenly I want to bring class-based reviews. How to use class-based reviews from the scratch. Next, there is one concept, sir, mix-in. We never discussed in our Django sessions this word. Even Shashank, you asked one time doubt, what is mix-in and so on. That mix-in we are going to discuss in detail. So in Django, in REST API, every time we are going to use mix-in. What is the mix-in? What is the purpose of mix-in? How to write our own mix-ins? All those things we require to discuss. Yeah, we know we can convert, but there is some special mechanisms are there. Okay, that's also. So in the next session, we have to talk about these things, right? Hi friends, good evening. Welcome to Durga Soft and welcome to REST API. Okay, Django REST API framework, REST framework sessions, right? So first, there are few things I want to discuss about this REST API, Django, just the basic overall idea overview I want to provide in this session. But before that, just aware to continue this Django REST framework, the first prerequisite is compulsory you people should aware Python. Okay, compulsory you should aware Django. The people who know these two things, then only continue. Otherwise, you are not required to continue this batch. Because, sir, for Django REST framework, the prerequisites are, one is Python, the second one is Django. First point, is that clear for all of you, right? Okay, well, now the next thing, sir, very important about this Django REST framework. Here, do you know the most important points? Just 2 or 3 general conclusions I want to talk, sir. The first thing, most of the people in the Python world don't know about this technology. Remember this one. Most of the people don't know about this technology in the Python world. Okay, so it is the most exciting technology. Okay, when compared with the remaining people, you can show clear difference in the interview room if you are strong in this area. Remember this one, correct? Okay, majority of the people, sir, don't know about this REST API or REST framework in the interview room. They are always going to have question mark symbol. So that's why compulsory you people should aware, sir. If you aware, you can show the difference between that you can show clear impact in the interview room, right? Okay, so this is the first general point I want to talk. What is the second point, sir? Sir, just now you told most of the people don't know about this technology. Is it really required or not? What the answer you can tell? Is it compulsory required technology or not? Yes. Is it required? Is it mandatory? Is it required or not? Yes, remember that it's compulsory required technology, sir. Remember that compulsory required technology. Okay, do you know, sir? Here it is the mandatory technology. But very unfortunately, most of the people mandatory technology, right? Most of the people don't know about this technology. But anyway, once Durga sir enter, then everyone can aware this technology some way in the form of videos or in the form of material. Everyone can expert in this area. I'm sure, sir. Okay. Now, do you know Django application without the REST? Django application without the REST API. Do you know my perspective here? There is a person is there without the hands and legs. Can you please imagine once how that person looks like? Sir, there is one person is there. He lost his so legs are not there, hands also not there. Then automatically, how stupid, how that he's not that much powerful. He can't do anything. The same kind of thing is there without REST API, our Django application story also. So compulsory REST API is going to add power to our Django application. What it means, I will discuss for you people, right? So it's a mandatory, compulsory required technology. These days in the entire room, it is a hard cake, sir. First question in the Django, do you know REST API? Regarding, do you know REST API? It's very common, compulsory you people should aware. Okay. Next, third important point. Can you please tell, is it easy technology or difficult technology? Anyone? Is it easy technology or difficult technology? Okay, sir, most of the people don't know. Most of the people don't know about this technology. Then definitely it will be very difficult technology, sir. Very difficult technology, sir. Like some people may feel. Some people may feel. Okay, please make sure. Okay, please make sure it is very easy technology. Are getting very easy technology. So I will give left and right to this technology to bring this technology on the ground. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. So I will make this technology stand in front of us. Okay, nothing will be there in this technology. Very easy technology, sir. Okay, well, the next, is it big technology or is it small technology? Remember that it is very small technology, but to make full perfection, we require to discuss, okay, at least 30 to 40 sessions. Please make sure you have to listen this point very carefully, sir. 30 to 40 sessions I will take, but this one is, yes, very small technology, very small technology, right? Okay. Now, these are 4 points you should aware, sir. What the first point I covered? Most of the people don't know this technology. Don't know this technology. Okay? Don't know this technology. Next, the second one, it is mandatory technology. Yes, Django application without REST API means human being without legs and hands. Remember that much. Powerful, the power is going to add to your Django application. This REST API, sir. It's a very easy technology. It's a very small technology. Don't worry about that. You can learn very easily about these things, right? About this technology you can learn very easily, right? Okay, well, can I go for next level? Up to this, any doubt? Up to this, any doubt? Okay. Now the next cinema. What I have to discuss for you people is, sir, what is just general terminology I want to introduce related to our Django application. I mean, related to our REST API, sir. Generalized terminology. Sir, I'm using API. I'm using API. Next, I'm using web API. Web API. Sometimes we can use the word web service. Web API. Sometimes we can use the word web services. Java people are using especially web services like web API, web service, both the things are same, sir. The next one, REST. The next one, REST API. REST API. Next, last one I have to talk about Django REST framework. So the Django REST framework. Okay, like these 5 terminologies, if I'm going to discuss, then nothing will be there, sir, in this concept. Okay, just I want to introduce the basic terminology, just what we are going to discuss in the next 30 sessions or 40 sessions, right? So first thing you people should aware, what is API? Just observe what terms I'm going to discuss. API, web API, what is the web service, what is the REST, what is the REST API, what is the Django REST framework, like this terminology, first you have to get the clarity, right? Okay, REST API, web API, next all the things, Django REST framework, everything interchangeably we can use, but by to try to get much clarity about these things, right? So what is the first one? API. Can you please tell what is API? Anyone? Respond. Already it's a very common word. Application programming interface. Application programming interface, right? So what it means? What is the purpose? What it means, right? Very simple, sir. For which purpose we are going to use this API? First, to try to get the clarity, general clarity, and then I will talk about this programmatically, right? Do you know? I hope you people having your mobile phone. Okay, mobile phone is there, sir. Just Nokia here, just Nokia, or otherwise Samsung. Here, just observe. If you want to make a phone call, if you want to make a phone call, do you know? So what we have to, what we require to do, sir? If you observe that, yes, if you are considering this one, just observe. This is the mobile, like. Do you know you have to, if you want to make a phone call to your girlfriend, okay, what you have to take, just, do you know, you are going to type the number and then green button, happily, the call is going to connect, with your girlfriend, happily, do you know, until battery down or until balance completed, happily you can continue like this, right? Now my question is, take a bit very special care about this word. To use a phone, some interface is there, some keypad is there, correct or not? To use this mobile phone, some keypad is there. This keypad itself acts as interface to use the phone functionality. If any person want to use this phone, compulsory something must be required. That thing is nothing but this keypad. Regarding, so this keypad itself is the interface. By using this keypad, now I can access the functionality of this phone. Everyone can aware? Please confirm. Yes, friends. Okay, well, what is this layman terminology? Don't think too much about technical words. Layman terminology, right? Similarly, if you consider ATM machine GUI screen, regarding maybe available or not, ATM GUI screen, okay, is it available or not? Okay, I'm not sure, sir. Okay, well, ATM, yes. Okay, good. ATM GUI screen, GUI screen, touch screen is there for the ATM. Do you know, if you want to get a withdraw functionality, here withdraw button will be there. You require withdraw functionality is there. You require to, yes, here just observe that. Here you require to click withdraw function, then automatically how much withdraw you want to take, yes, you will get. Okay, like similarly, if you want to check balance inquiry, corresponding balance inquiry button will be there. By using that, you can able to check. Now my question is, ATM functionality, it's going to represent some functionality. Internally, some application is there, some bank application is there. Being end user, if you want to use that application, we are going to use GUI screen. Correct, Artha? Can you please confirm? We are going to use some GUI screen. Okay, that GUI screen, by using that, you can able to access bank application. That GUI itself is nothing but, sir, it's an interface. Regarding what is that GUI, sir? Graphical user interface. Regarding graphical user interface, I means what? Interface, right? So take a bit very special care. So to use bank application, ATM GUI screen. By using ATM GUI screen, end user can use bank application. Excellent, sir. By using mobile keypad, we can access the functionality, okay, the functionality of mobile, we can able to use this, sir. So same way, I have one application is there, sir. One software application is there. Observe very carefully, sir. Software application is there, sir. I have one software application is there. Okay. To access this software application, sir, which things are required? Do you know? Suppose he is the end user. Assume who is this person, sir? Can you please tell who is this person, sir? Okay, he is the end user. Assume that. Don't tell Durga, sir. Okay, end user. Okay, now, so to use this application by the end user, some UI screen I will provide. Array, if you want to get the marks, then click here, or otherwise if you want to update your marks, click here. Something like I will do that, sir. Some interface must be required.